Welcome back to Check Please, the D&D podcast series. Last time, the party returned to Hartenchen, only to find that Calice had gone missing. They found that she had been expelled from school, and eventually tracked her to a graveyard where she had raised the offending professor's family as revenge. But we talked some sense into the young necromancer, and we took her in as a permanent member. In return, she was able to reanimate Soul's eye so that she could see magic.
Alright. Continue.
Yeah, I'd like to wild shape into a tiny honeybee, and I'm going to fly to the school and try to get into the room that the teacher was in.
Okay. It's not really all that hard to get in there. Let's see, what time of day was it? Okay, so that'll put you at the afternoon of the 30th. You fly over to the Academy of Arcane Arts. The classes are in session, since it's just a Tuesday afternoon.
Okay. In that case, did we meet him in his...
Yeah, you went to his office.
I will stay in his office for now. And I'll stay there for 3 hours, and if he doesn't come at that point, I'm just going to go to the slums.
Okay, so 3 hours after the afternoon would put you into the evening, so that would be the end of class time. So right near, probably within the last half hour of the duration of your wild shape.
I think my wild shape lasts 6
hours? Okay, then you're fine then. So you have enough time, so he pops into the room at the beginning of the evening to collect some things and then go back to his home.
I'm going to, when he enters the room and is messing with his stuff, I'm going to go back into human form and shut the door.
Okay.
I'm scared.
Alright, do you want to do this stealthily, or do you not care?
Sure. May as well.
Okay, give me a stealth check, please.
Your stealth is so good. Get him. Get him. 24 for the stealth.
Alright. In that case, you shift back into human form and quietly close the door. The professor is still, gathering his things.
Yep. Vera will say, "You should probably sit down."
Alright, the guy turns around and sees you, and he says, "What are you doing in here?"
"I need to talk to you."
His eyes narrow.
"I said sit down." I'd like to intimidate.
Alright, he's going to go ahead and begin casting a spell.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
This fucker's no slouch.
In that case, if they start casting a spell, I am going to slice off his head.
Okay, well, you're across the office from him, so...
What? Holy shit, that escalated quickly.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll.
Ugh.
Ooh, that's a miss.
Shit.
Okay.
It's so close to a 19.
Oh my god, there's tension already.
His spell is going to finish, and there's going to be a bright flash of light, and sort of give me a fortitude save for your eyes.
Flashbang.
We don't need another blind person.
That's probably it's probably not going to be. Yeah, you'll be fine there. So the flash doesn't completely stun you, but by the time you kind of blink back, he's vanished. Door's still closed.
Gone.
He's just gone.
Ugh. Alright, I'm going to open the door and fly out of there then.
Alright.
God damn it. It was a 19 and then it was 4. Just so then I'll fly to the slum and start miserably trying to get people to join my goddamn cult.
Okay. In that case, give me diplomacy to talk people into joining, if that's what you're going for.
Yep.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah.
8 plus 2.
Just a fucking crazy person.
Alright, so you end up on a street corner, kind of talking about the benefits of the cult of Mellifera, and most
Join
people,
up, we'll cut your head off too.
Yeah, most people in the area are not interested in listening. But you can proselytize for quite some time.
Alright. I'll basically, once I'm done being ignored, I'll head over back to the bar.
Okay.
To the tavern.
Okay, so you return to the Heartstring Trap Room by the evening of the 30th. What is Markus and Lovette doing for the afternoon of the 30th?
Of October?
Yes.
Well, I'm probably still just combing over notes with Karis.
I'm trying to get figures on how much these things would cost if they were not a rush job. So I can kind of give estimates and how many of them we want to produce. And so the estimates I've guessed at that would be probably want about 2,000 to 3,000 of them. I'm thinking 3,000 just to be on the safe side. And I'm not sure how much the rush job would depreciate. But we're not a rush job. How much taking it over like a month instead of a day would change it.
So how much actual like automation is involved in this device you designed?
It's very manual.
Because you said it's basically like a shield with some spikes on the front.
Not really.
Okay.
How do I explain it? It's kind of like a push mower of death, with a shield. So there's like a big curved shield, some wheels at the bottom. The wheels interlock with the gears, and there's a lever inside. And so there's like a beak on the front, and then when you pull the lever, the beak opens up into 3 different, like a Venus flytrap type deal.
Yeah.
And then when you push the cart forward, the whole thing spins, and blades on the inside of the prongs spin. So you basically just push it forward, and it becomes a lawnmower of death.
Okay, but the shield is very tall and very wide, so it would block the person behind it. Is that the idea?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. So the use of this is that you would have this stacked shoulder to shoulder, and a wave of these people would just walk into an enemy army.
Yeah, the idea is that rather than having trained soldiers that need to know what they're doing, if you can push a plow, you can safely defend yourself with one of these. Obviously, a smart army could get around it and stuff, but the idea is that it'd be better than no army at all, which is what they have right now.
All right. Okay. Markus, what are you doing for the day? Stand by, he says.
I'm sorry you couldn't kill that person.
That's okay.
You sure?
Yeah. It's fine.
I'm sorry you couldn't kill that man.
Vera went back inside, snuck inside to the headmasters, failed to
hit the headmaster after attacking them, and then the headmaster escaped. Yeah.
Or so we think.
Well, he wasn't a headmaster. Like, let's not. He's the instructor.
Yeah, he was just one of the teachers.
He wasn't like
that guy.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Well, Vera was trying to fuck him up.
Yeah, apparently trying to murder somebody is completely acceptable.
He is a racist asshole.
Let me just...
I bet you weren't expecting
interesting.
the game to start like that.
So one thing I don't have on Vera's character sheet that I just realized is I don't have any of your physical statistics, like age, height, weight, size, and alignment. No, the only thing I really care about there is alignment. So if you wouldn't mind filling that in for me. It's on
Question.
It's on the notes tab.
Lawful is based on what you believe, correct?
No.
Okay, then. No. Alright.
You're absolutely... Well, I mean, at the beginning of the campaign, I would say that when you described your character, that is a chaotic good description. You want to fight tyranny. Yeah,
your character to me screams chaotic. Because you're all against, having decentralized power structures, fighting against any sort of authority figures, and making sure that people have individual freedom and community. Those are the most important values to your character. It seems like, at least.
Because Vera would kill someone, but it'd be if they're a parasite. If they are someone who is basically an abomination against their religion.
Sure.
Against her religion.
Robin Hood is a chaotic good character.
Would that still be chaotic good?
Typically, killing people because they don't agree with your religion is not usually a good thing.
There's a lot of paladins who don't understand that.
Yeah, there are. The paladin is my favorite class to DM.
I imagine.
They also, it's annoying when paladins don't even understand the way they're supposed to play their own characters.
Yeah.
So, it can become problematic. But that's a whole other thing. Yeah, I don't know. I think your character actually, to me, seems more chaotic neutral than chaotic good.
That's what I put it as.
You're not going for any sort of, at least, maybe you could make an argument for chaotic good. I think you're probably somewhere in between.
Because they're not just going to do whatever. They wouldn't steal from someone unless they were someone who they'd consider a parasite.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
So, meanwhile...
Yeah, sorry.
Where do I...
So Markus, what were you doing on the afternoon of the 30th?
Well, I am going to go drink with Siva.
All right. She'll have a little conversation with you.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. She kind of asks what your deal is.
I go into the abbreviated story of Markus
Mm-hmm.
Give her all pertinent highlights. The dream that I recently had, most specifically.
So you kind of mentioned the whole not having a soul sort of thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Siva's going to like sit there and sip on some red wine as you explain your situation. And,
of course she does.
Classy girl.
When you're all done talking about it, Siva sets the now empty glass down. That's a very interesting story, but as far as that matters, are you still you? Do you still feel like yourself?
Yes.
Then why does it matter?
Damn, Siva, you too good.
Oh, it doesn't necessarily matter. However, I would like to know connection through my deity. One, I'd like to rectify that. I used to be very close to my deity before I got to Edge. Before my earliest memory. All I know is that I remember being very close to my deity, and now won't talk to me anymore. So
But
I'd like.
You
That's
can,
the main reason. Want to find out what is up.
you
and see if
can
I can fix it.
you can still use all of your cleric abilities, right?
Correct.
Then why does it matter?
Because I want to commune with them.
But will that change anything?
It's also I want to get home. I'm here, but I also want to get home.
She nods and she's like, "Okay, that I can understand."
As much as I love it here, I still have my family, and I want to.
She asks you to talk about your family. She wants to hear about like if you've got like a wife and kids back home and ages.
You've cheated on them.
Ages, names, and birthdays. You know, the whole bit.
It's fine. You have kids and you cheated on your wife. It's fine. I'm not there. I can't judge you currently.
No, but you can silently judge me.
Oh, it's happening already.
Always.
Constantly.
Always judging. Yeah. Tell her all about wife. Tell her about the kids. My son was 10, daughter was 7. Go into the how I met my wife and all that kind of stuff. All that mushy stuff, but all that kind of stuff that go into lamenting about stories. You know how I get wistful, almost even.
Gotcha. Okay. So she asks, if you had this family and you had this home down in the Halfling lands, why'd you leave?
Not in the Halfling lands.
Oh no.
Told you it's I didn't I mention that?
Oh, okay. So this was a family from a different world.
Yes.
Okay. Siva pours another glass.
I love you so much, baby.
All right. So yeah, she'll continue listening for as long as you talk, and sort of try to ask questions, about various things. But...
Then I ask her. So, what's your intentions with Soul?
She kind of blushes a little bit and smiles.
Aww.
And she's like, "Well, I was thinking of taking them to a restaurant, actually."
Ooh. Does like breakfast food, just so you know. Oh.
How dare you?
Lovette doesn't
very
give
focused.
Shit. Lovette attempts a perception check and rolls a nat 1. Yeah, so she says
that goes cross-eyed.
She's thinking of taking Soul out to a restaurant.
Soul likes breakfast foods. I know that.
Noted.
Do they though?
I mean,
do you actually know that?
Seems to be always the meal that they're cooking.
Because we don't know how to fucking cook. We're like, yeah, I think I've seen people do this before. Ooh.
That's how I cook.
Oh, they love breakfast foods.
Soul just eats bachelor food.
Siva nods and thanks you for the insight.
And completely disregards it.
I never said that. Don't put words in my
Oh,
mouth.
okay. No, it's fine.
Shit.
It's fine.
Shit.
I'm gonna take you out to the fanciest diner in Vale.
She could.
The fanciest breakfast diner around.
Oh my god.
That'd be phenomenal.
All you can eat
Cheryl's.
Pancakes. Yeah, Cheryl's. I'm gonna add that. That's a place now.
No.
Yes. Yes, I approve it.
They're all the breakfast diners are a woman's name apostrophe S.
Oh yeah,
All of them.
absolutely.
The furthest you get is like a gender ambiguous name, like Kelly's.
Oh, I like that. Alright, so we're going to say it's right there. Alright, so if you all direct your attention to the Hartenshin map.
Flashback to when we were getting a tour of the city.
There you go. That's now a place. Best damn breakfast diner in the city.
Where is it?
It's on the map.
It's the big circled thing on the map.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
It is kind of near the Temple District to the north.
Yeah, it's northeast of the Central Bazaar. It's due north of the Temple District. It's good stuff.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah. Alright. So, anyone have anything else they would like to do?
Well, part of me rolling that perception was because I had actually had something that Markus could help me with, but I don't think I even realize he's nearby.
Okay.
You're cross-eyed right now.
You're blind.
So
no, me and I'm in a conversation speaking purely in binary with Karis.
Okay.
Pretty much, practically, like we're just on passerbys, just here shouting numbers back and forth without real context.
1010100.
Like 36? No, 38. Good point. Okay.
Let's zoom ahead a little bit of time then. That'll take us to the evening of the 30th. Siva is gone. Sol is gone. Vera is gone. And Lovette and Markus. What are you guys doing for the evening?
Didn't Sol get back in the evening?
Yes.
Markus pounding through wine like crazy.
All right.
Classily, but like...
Is there a classy way to pound through wine?
Sure
Karis has yet to prove that to me.
Karis would say yes, but Karis also doesn't care about being classy that much.
But what would her sister say?
We don't talk about Karis' sister.
We don't talk about her sister.
Don't encourage her.
Please don't encourage her.
I'm not sure about the evening. I'm just going to be working through the night, though. I probably will skip sleep for this night to just make sure that all of my calculations are perfect and that I have speech prepared and I've gone over that and stuff.
Well, Karis will happily assist you with any of your calculations and any of your stuff as well.
Okay, cool.
So, though you can tell she begins to sort of like burn out like a few hours after sundown. She doesn't quite have the gnomish obsession that you do.
If she starts to pass out, I'll have Archie carry her to bed.
Okay. Alright, Markus, do you just want to get wine drunk for the rest of the day?
Like a mom.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
I got nostalgic for the fam, so yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm getting a little getting a little turned.
Okay, that'll zoom us ahead then.
Such a dad.
That'll zoom us ahead then to the morning of the 31st. Boom. Alright, it is Wednesday, the 31st of October, year 762 of the Third Era.
Shall we put tokens where they need to be?
Yeah, tokens will be where they need to be.
Cool.
You find in the early morning, Karis is drinking wine for breakfast, and she looks quite pleased with herself.
She's drinking wine?
You like the wine,
yeah.
Yeah, she seems quite pleased with herself.
Oh, why are you so happy?
Because I made it.
You made it?
I made it. Did not think I would. She holds up a glass of wine, she says, to me, and then just, like, kicks it back.
I'm very confused.
Oh.
Markus blearily eyed says, "I'll drink."
Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm just sort of happy that I survived, you know?
Survived what?
Guys, I know this study can be very intensive, but if you're already worried about your health, you could just tell me, you know?
Oh, no, it's not that at all. Today's my birthday.
I've heard of less.
Oh,
I've heard of worse reasons to drink.
It's today's the Feast of Owen, and it happens to be my birthday. It was also to be the day I was supposed to die. And when you have that told to you for years.
Hold on.
Yeah, so Karis explains that she has been told for like the last 11 years of her life that she was supposed to die today. That this would be the end of her life. And here she is, very much alive, and she's just quite pleased that she managed to get out of the cult just in time.
Wow.
And she owes her life to all of you. You all already knew that anyway.
So wait, my question is, she said that she would die today, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Kind of.
I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but what time is it?
It's like 10 a.m.
You still got about 8-9 hours.
I think she's fine since, he's dead.
We killed the vampire.
Yeah, the guy that was going to ritualistically kill her and turn her into a vampire is dead. So...
Oh, that reminds me. Do you want these? And I'll take out the vial, the 2 bottles I have
of his ashes.
Of his ashes.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
She takes one of the vials from you and kind of looks at it, sort of turns it over in her hand, and just sort of stares at it for a while. I don't think I need these, but if you want to sell them, I think they might be worth a little bit of money.
Vampire ashes. Ugh.
Is there anything these could be used for?
She shrugs and she says, there's quite a few spells or magical items that could use this as a reagent. I wouldn't feel right having these.
Alright. And I'll take them back, put them in my knapsack.
Well, there's a lot of things you can do with money. Kelly, you should have told us your birthday sooner. I'm sorry, I'm going to be a little preoccupied.
Oh, it's quite all right. You've like I said, you've already done more than enough. If it weren't for all of you, I'd be, probably bathed in some sort of weird ichor right now with a vampire, casting spells over me. And
That sounds pretty horrible. Yeah, okay.
It was never good.
Well, don't worry. Don't do anything that would stress you out today. Just... spend it carefully.
Enjoy today.
That's her plan.
Literally. First day of the rest of your life.
I mean, it's just another day.
Oh, Vera. Ever the realist.
Lie down before you hurt yourself.
But I was also wondering if the rest of you could help me with this project I have for tomorrow.
What do you mean?
Sol seems very distracted by talking to Siva and doesn't notice.
Maybe I'll talk to them when I have a moment. Markus, I was hoping that you could help me with some books, or also maybe some research on town. There is a possibility that we might need to purchase some property in the city, a large building, preferably an empty one. If you could find out if such a thing was being sold, that would be good to know. Or also, I was going to ask Sol if they could go to the library, but they seem a little preoccupied. I need to have this book returned, and I was hoping to get some books checked out on local royal customs, so I know how to speak with these people.
I could potentially find that. Unless you need me for something else.
Well, that sounds fine, but I did have an idea. But I would like to speak to you up to the side about this.
Oh, okay.
Alright, I'll take Vera over this. I'll be like, okay, so in light of these things, I actually would prefer if you could just take some of this money and get Keni something nice. Pull in what you want. This is from all of us. But I'm sure she's appreciative of what she has, but I think that it would still be nice for her.
Oh, alright. Does this have to be a secret, or
I think
is this a surprise?
I think it would be nice as a surprise.
Vera sighs. All right.
Are you upset because you're not good at surprises currently?
This is like nothing. Vera, I don't think Vera ever celebrated.
Oh, is it because you got the pity job or something?
Oh no, it's because Vera doesn't buy gifts for people.
It's I don't know how to fucking do this.
Probably just gonna get wine.
She'll probably be happy with that.
Yeah, she probably will be happy, and I gave you a pouch of 100 gold, so that's 100 gold worth of wine, which is a lot of fucking wine, even if it's pretty nice.
Alright, I'll find something.
Kelly's, is it alright if I have Archie accompany you for the day?
She says, yeah, of course.
But Markus said, this have me a little bit on edge, so maybe just to play it safe. He's a strong, intimidating robot person. And you both have a lot in common. I'm sure you will get along well. Anyway, I'll go back to my work.
I think Siva and Sol are probably still giggling off in the corner.
Oh, wait. I guess actually I need to head out and stop by those smiths and see if they've got those parts ready, so I'll do that.
Alright.
You gotta go have a nice schwitz. Schwitz at the smith.
The fuck are you saying?
Pardon me?
You said you're going to the
Smiths.
Smiths. Oh, I heard the Schwitz, and I'm like, oh, you're gonna go have a nice schwitz at the Schwitz. A schwitz is a Yiddish term for a good sweat.
Okay.
What?
Oh, scary.
It's like
No.
he channels dead crazy people sometimes.
Don't get me started.
Don't get me started.
Do the Smiths have those parts ready?
Yeah, they're good to go.
Okay, cool. Then I pretty much am going to probably spend most of my day building it, because I imagine that it would normally take a while to build, and I also probably need to file down some edges and stuff. So that's me.
Cool.
This is a new day, right?
Yes, the 31st, if I recall.
No, I'm just saying since when I tried to murder a man.
Yes. It's the day after you tried to murder a man.
Cool.
Birthday magic be damned. We have that shit to deal with now.
Mm-hmm.
Way to go, Vera.
Yeah, way to fuck us over again.
Again? So what was the last time?
Oh,
Yeah.
You know what you did.
tell us how you really feel.
What did I do?
You know what you did.
He's killing all the bees.
I pulled the team in a killing a vampire. What do you mean, Marcus?
You know what you did.
Alright, so Vera will be going around trying to find the most expensive wine they can find. Probably something with the word blood in it, if possible.
Why would you do that to her?
She'd probably love that.
Oh, God.
Remember,
I'm not
Prison
a
7.
part of this.
Dead people like blood. That's how it is.
It's a wine called Vampire Wishes.
Yeah. Why don't people like me?
God, Vera.
Sometimes I imagine she just kind of speaks aggressively because she's not otherwise that abrasive, but that she buys something and she's like, I want that one. Thanks. It's like, you're welcome.
Probably.
Yeah, I believe it.
I mean, if they're not in the hive, Vera doesn't really give a shit, so... Right, so,
I really
what's
like
happening?
your hair. It looks awesome.
Just kidding, haha.
Wow.
So, what's happening?
Soul
Yep.
and Markus is who we're waiting on.
Okay.
I believe
Farrah goes
I've
up,
been
go.
spending time with Siva.
Archie's
Yes,
over here with Karis. Lovette's working. Lovette went out to get parts to assemble all that stuff. Markus, what are you doing in the early morning?
Early morning, taking back my Bloody Mary so I can nurse this hangover.
Okay. Drinking. All right. Cool.
It's the drinking episode.
Yeah, apparently. All right. So early morning passes. We'll go ahead and roll this up to 11 a.m. Vera, you have more than enough time to purchase whatever you would like. So feel free to make those purchases and then pop back into the tap room if you'd like.
How much do you think I should take out for that? For a really, really nice wine?
Oh, really, really nice bottle of wine? Like,
Yeah.
Probably only a couple. I mean, not much, to be honest. Like, wine is not really that expensive. So, let me see here.
Do you purchase 100 gold worth of wine with accompanying carrying device?
Oh my god.
While I don't want to support her alcoholism, that does sound awesome.
Fine wine is 10 gold per bottle.
I'll buy 3. So, let's take off.
It's not the best wine in the world. The best wine, like, if you want, like, because it's like a basic wine is like 2 silver pieces a bottle. Good wine is 10 gold a bottle. And the best wine is 200 gold a bottle.
I was only given 100 gold, so...
And the open opportunity to pitch in as much as you'd like.
Yeah, Vera definitely doesn't do that. You chose the wrong person for buying gifts.
Look, I'm trying to establish a communist society where I'm the most communist.
You're doing it.
It's not that we're not both communists, it's just that I'm more communist than you.
Is that right? Oofda.
Alright, so you want to buy a couple of fine wines then?
Yep.
Okay. So that takes you very little time to do. I'll put you back in the tavern, and Lovette, you go out and you find all the pieces that the smiths made for you. You see that most of them got these schematics roughly correct, but you're going to need to do some tinkering with them to like shave down bits and get it just perfect.
Right. I'm honestly pretty impressed that they managed to get that all done. I thank them all.
Yeah, they were well paid.
I'll make sure that they're mentioned by name during my whole presentation.
Okay. And you're going to need to spend a good amount of time tweaking the cogs and getting everything fitted together so that it actually functions. So you're going to need to get to work on that. It is about 11 o'clock. What would you like to do?
Well, I'm still working on the machine.
Okay.
In fact, I'm going to mute so you don't hear me typing.
Okay. Karis is going to continue just sort of enjoying the day. She'll strike up a conversation with Markus if he's just going to sit there.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, what's your plans? Outside of joining us,
Did Markus really bail on like the 7 things I asked him to do?
Yeah.
Oh man!
No.
And you thought he shoots that Lovette shoots people on sight before?
Oh wow!
You're like, what the fuck? Where are those books? I don't know how to talk to these people.
Books. One, you asked Markus to do something in the morning. Bad idea.
Why would Lovette know that? That's just mean and cruel.
Well, whatever. I'll roll with it. I'm gonna just kind of build my machine in the front of the tap room until Siva tells me not to. And
No, if I'm honest, I don't remember what you asked me to do. If I'm
Yeah.
Christ, Skrewy.
if I'm honest.
So,
has forgotten
I gave you a
what to do.
book to bring to the library, and if you could
Okay.
bring me books on how to talk to royalty.
Got it.
And also, if you could check out if there are any largest vacant properties that could be bought around town.
I remember you said that, and then I thought you were.
And then he
talking to-
stopped listening.
No, I heard. That is all I heard about some. I heard you say something to the effect of "go to buy something," but I didn't know you were talking to me.
I think every time
no.
Lovette talks to Markus, all he hears is "Omni du fromage."
Okay, so in that case, Karis starts to say, like, well, I think, now that I'm going to be traveling with all of you guys, and then Markus just walks out.
Markus goes, no, he goes, "Oh shit, sorry."
And just, like, sprints out of the room. So Karis is just like, anyway, so Archie. And just starts talking to Archie.
What a delight, our new child.
And Vera will approach Karis with 3 wine bottles in hand and say, happy birthday, I guess, from everyone.
Wow.
I love it!
Oh.
Karis blinks. You got me a birthday present?
Yes. From everyone.
She takes the 3 bottles and sets them on the counter, on the bar in front of her. She sort of like isn't sure what to do with herself right now. She kind of like mumbles thank you and then just kind of looks like really oddly embarrassed. And
She's never had somebody actually care for them without expecting anything in return.
Does
Did
Archie
you almost
respond
make a
to this at all?
joke?
No.
No, that wasn't a joke. That was
No, sorry, I was talking to Kyle.
No.
He smacked his lips.
No, I was just
And
thinking,
I was like, are you going to make a joke?
No, I'm just thinking of Vera, just like, because Vera's also just doesn't like talking to people in general. So it's like,
They're socially awkward.
Did you give
Yep.
her? Did you just give Karis the wine bottles in a bag you bought them in?
Oh yeah.
I thought you went to the library.
Yes, Marcus went to the library.
all right,
Womp,
so
womp, womp.
so Karis is not really gonna know what to do with herself, so she just sits down and like looks at her feet, just kind of just like doesn't say anything.
that is completely okay with Vera. Vera's just gonna go to Lovette and ask if there's anything else they need to do.
Oh, thank you. Well, I gave Markus a lot to worry about, so that might be something that could be a problem, but no, I appreciate that much. Well, I suppose the purpose of this device is that it is simply enough that a farmer could use it. I know that you are trying to get yourself acquainted with the peasantry around here. if you could find someone who could volunteer for this, I promise that they will not be harmed and they will be paid.
I mean, I can try. I'm not exactly the best at getting volunteers.
Should I give you them? I'll give you the money right now. What do I answer? I'll give her 6 gold. That should press most of the peasants.
I'll also return the gold that I was given. That's left over.
That's 40, right? You bought 3
70.
70.
Yep. All right.
That exasperated sigh.
That's usually always how I get ready to do Vera's voice anyways, so...
An exasperated
it's either sighing or saying, well.
Well.
Yeah,
Oh, darling,
I
you
do my
mustn't.
little mumble,
So you wanted to get someone of lower class to do it?
I mean, I'm not trying to be fucking classist about it, but that's the idea, yeah. Someone who doesn't look like they use sophisticated tools.
An idiot.
Can't we just use Markus?
That's a good point. I also thought that Archibald could do the trick, but I'm worried that they might be more focused on Archie than they will be on this.
Oh my!
Well, you're quite strong yourself. Would this be too demeaning a task for you? If you would?
To demonstrate to the Emperor? Is that who you're talking to?
I'm just one of his counselors.
I think it would be best if I do not go into that establishment, to be honest.
Why would that be? I mean, you're not going to be much different than most of the peasants to them. Maybe leave the big blade behind.
I do not play well with those in higher standing, let's say.
Okay, well, you don't. I'm not forcing you to. If you could find someone who would be willing to for the 6 gold, that would be more than acceptable. And if not, that you have done more than enough. I appreciate everything.
Alright, I will see who I can find. Alright. So I'll try to find someone. Let's see, where would I go? Because you're not looking for, people from the slums. You're looking more for a peasant, I assume.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Out of character, basically, yes.
Alright, so I will try to find a peasant. Where's a good place, Beardy, that I could look around for people to ask about that?
Yeah, you could just go down to there's a farmer's market in the bazaar.
Right.
So if you just needed a farmer, you can get one there.
All right.
There's day laborers and people that are looking for just irregular work. So
Okay, so I'll do that.
Okay. You easily find people.
I'll take the first person that I get.
All right. Find a grubby-looking peasant.
Nice. I'll give them half of the money now and then half later.
Cool, because that means that my present gold is 3333, which is awesome. I just committed a cardinal sin of telling you guys exactly how much money I have, but it will change soon, so I'm okay with that.
Does that even matter?
It matters to Lovette. Where is Soul during the day while I'm working on the clock? The big machine?
Have you been
Beardy.
looking at the screen?
Is they at the bar?
They're
No.
they're in the building.
They're in the building.
I see.
For the podcast, currently Soul is in Siva's
I honestly
chambers
think
with
of-
them.
Meditating.
Yeah, something like that.
They're trying on clothes,
Uh-huh.
It just takes a while to try on the clothes.
Just a little bit.
It's a new day. Oh, that's amazing. That's incredible.
Lovette rolls another nat 1 perception.
Dude, honestly, this is good for her mental health.
Beardy.
She should not know about this stuff
Yeah,
right now.
That is
I mean,
fantastic.
it'll suck to find out after the fact for her, but it's good to know
Markus
now.
gets back from. Did Markus succeed at finding books?
Yeah, you were able to go to the library and you found some etiquette guidelines for dealing with nobility. It was
Markus
written for
comes
merchants
back.
to deal with nobles.
Nice. Markus comes back. Huh. Okay. I don't notice much.
Okay, Markus, you got a 14 in your perception. What were you looking for specifically? You walk in here, you see the people out here in the front room.
Do I notice somebody missing?
I mean, you notice the people that are here, and you can
geez.
extrapolate from data.
I joined Karis back at the bar.
Okay. She's currently having a conversation with Archibald.
You understand that thing?
That's a very rude thing to say. Archie is a very fine gentleman.
Aww.
Aww. If Archie could blush, he would.
I'm shipping them so hard right now.
She turns back around and looks at Markus. So, like I was saying...
Yeah, sorry about that. I realized the day was getting on and I need to get books for Lovette over there.
That's fine. So, the plans I had, I suppose, are pretty simple. I need to learn, and I need to get more experience. I know that the schools here won't really teach me anything, and the cult that I learned from is gone, or at least that cell of them. So, my best bet is to tag along with all of you and maybe pick up a thing or two with practical experience, you know?
Best way to learn is by doing.
So, the goal, of course, is to crack life and death, right? I'm really close. She sort of stares off into the middle distance.
It's important to you, isn't it?
Sorry. Yeah, so I just need a little more time to figure everything out. But
That's the thing about life and death. Time makes fools of all of us.
True, but once you figure out life and death, then you have all the time in the universe.
Metaphysical, I like that.
So, I just need a little more time. I think I'm close to a major breakthrough.
Well, you're young. I think you have plenty of time.
So, she starts explaining some arcane concepts to you that are just way outside of your sphere of knowledge.
Okay.
She starts to try to explain them, but she's not doing a good job of actually teaching anything. She's just talking about her theories, but not actually explaining what any of the jargon she's using means. So it's she sort of just kind of blathers at you for a while.
Aww.
I'm gonna do a knowledge planes to see if I understand what she's saying.
Yeah, it'd be a knowledge arcana.
Knowledge arcana.
Yeah.
Sure.
Shit, do you actually
no.
Do you actually
No.
have that? Oh god, you actually do have that. Okay. So, yeah, you grok the bare minimum of what she's talking about. She's basically talking about unifying schools of magic, and essentially unifying arcane and divine
theories.
Well, yeah, she's trying to get a unified magic theory, basically, which essentially is boiled down to what is known as thaumaturgy. She's trying to couple divine and arcane magic together to basically pierce the veil between life and death. And at least she says that she's very close to doing so. She just needs a little bit more practical experience.
I smile, and Markus smiles and nods as best he can. As you said, he's following it, but about as well as somebody who's listening to somebody explain calculus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much. And like I said, she's not doing a very good job of explaining anything.
I would have loved to have hit a nat 20 on that.
Crank the time forward a little bit. We'll make it 1 p.m. now.
Markus is noticing one of our stalwart companions has been noticeably missing for a good amount of time. Hey, Archie! Wait, no, he would not. I wouldn't understand him. Hey, Karis, is Soul around?
Yeah, I think that's about right. Soul went into the back room a few hours ago.
Clink, clonk, clink, clonk.
Currently, they're wobbling outside of Siva's office, and they enter into the tap room, main room, and they look very tired.
Soul looks slightly dehydrated.
Doesn't even say anything. They're just going towards the kitchen.
Hey, Soul, how you doing? I mean, okay.
Soul kind of freezes for a second when they hear you actually, and just slowly turns back. But they've got those claw looking hands, where your hands are just out in this weird position, and they're kind of hunchy, like a T-Rex pose, kind of, and great. How are you? And their face is really red.
You look a little sore there. You feeling okay? You sure?
Yeah. And then they continue to the kitchen to get water.
Did you say something, Markus? Okay, never mind.
Hi, Markus. Soul kind of looks like they've been holding their breath through the tap room. Because they were trying to seem as casual as possible. And they're kind of chugging 3 glasses of water at once. It's just 1 down, 2 down, 3 down. Whew! Did you have breakfast this morning?
Markus goes to the other side. Kind of a saunter.
Across the preparation table?
Yeah. And if you'll... So, how's your morning?
Busy.
Busy? Oh, phew. A lot of back-breaking work?
No, I've been talking to people a lot in the morning. I was pretty busy early morning, at least. And now, most of the day. Yeah. Yep. Yep.
That's the story you're gonna go with, huh?
Well, Markus, as an expert for such things, what would you recommend? And Soul kind of, looks very not ready to put up with shit today. But I think that has something to do with the whole missing an eye thing.
I would recommend, well, 1, water. 2, you're going to need some orange juice, and I would very recommend protein. Protein is a good thing to have.
I already made a great breakfast this morning with a bunch of parsley on top, so it looked fancy.
Can you roll for that?
I already did.
Wait, what was it?
I rolled a 19 for that breakfast.
Yeah, what? That was the best breakfast that Soul had ever cooked.
And Siva and Soul are the only ones who ate it.
God damn it.
But
no, I was talking with Siva last night.
Yeah.
I'm not a dummy.
Who said you were a dummy, Markus?
Oh, well. Who? Well.
Well.
Well. Who hasn't? Who hasn't?
Well.
Let's just... I'm glad you're finding someone. Siva seems to really fancy you.
I'm aware of that. You know.
Oh, perception is a phenomenal thing. Yes, I do notice that.
Markus, just tell me what you're here to tell me.
I want you to be happy, but I don't want your heart to break. That's what.
You think she's gonna break my heart?
No, not her. I just want you to know that...
You think I'm gonna break her heart?
No. We've been moving around a lot. I don't want you to get her hopes up and your hopes up.
And you can see, Soul, their ears go down.
I'm glad you're happy.
Usually how I, draw Soul is pretty much, I think of elf ears kind of like cat ears. They go down if they, are sad and stuff. Kind of like that.
I'm glad you found someone. I want you to know I support it, but I want you to be careful.
They look like the wind has been knocked out of their sails, pretty much.
I don't want to be a downer. I just want you to be careful.
Being careful is very interesting. You know what people should be careful about? Not cheating on their wives.
That also escalated quickly.
Yeah.
Wow.
You have no right to tell me what my love life is. And I am tired of people telling me what to do in that aspect.
I'm not telling you what to do. All I'm saying is to be careful. I don't want your heart to get hurt.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Dad.
Woo!
Oh.
And Soul stomps out of that room. And they go straight back to Siva's room.
You know what? I'm going to enjoy this turkey and this lobster that's sitting right here.
Actually, they're going to pout in the corner. They're going to pout in Siva's room and just, be like, I can't believe he said this. Can you believe him? Ugh. And they're just frazzled. They also brought just a pitcher of water to drink out of.
Yeah, are you drinking out of the pitcher?
Literally out of the pitcher. And Siva, thankfully, is being a wonderful partner.
Siva's making consoling noises for the podcast.
Which I think sounds like doves cooing. You guys are the worst. Oh.
It's like those, was it the cartoon sound effects? The ooga! Well, I don't know what that was, but it seems to have gone quite well.
Vera A+ with the social interactions.
Social cues.
It's like, yeah, no, that seemed good.
No, they're being sarcastic.
They always sound positive to Soul, I guess. Even though I'm not there.
Oh no, I was saying it.
No, I know. I'm just saying if Soul was there, they'd think you were being positive. Because that's our kind of relationship. We're best friends.
Best friends.
Best friends. We would tell each other anything.
We would tell each other anything.
Anything.
You'd Especially attempted murder.
Of course.
Right?
I totally told them about that. Mm-hmm. Let's call attempted murder what it is, not murder.
Yeah, it's not murder.
Guess what? I did not murder a person today.
Markus does feel bad, but it comes from the heart. It's wanting to. It truly is wanting Soul not to be.
Me as a player, I understand what you're saying.
And I keep forgetting. Soul is a teenager. Doesn't like to be told what to do. Ha, rumph.
That, and you kind of do a bit of dad tactics with them, which they're a little sore on.
Also, a lot of hypocrisy for that one.
Yeah, no, Soul is totally a hypocrite and needs to probably learn this lesson, but they're still a kid.
Oh, I was talking about Markus sleeping with, barmaid.
Yeah, and trying to, talk to Soul about sex and shit.
Her name was Telly Talbert, not barmaid.
Well, I think Markus renamed her prostitute. I remember Telly.
No, Markus.
Because I remember the Teletubby joke I made.
Regret.
Well, you know what? I remember
Sadness
Detlef.
and regret. Oh, she was adorable.
I forgot what she even looked like.
Markus is eating his cares away at the moment.
Okay.
Very unhealthily.
So Soul and Siva have come back out to the bar, and Soul kind of perches at their new common stool that they've kind of acquired over time. And they kind of lean over the bar and wave at Archie and Karis.
Karis is going to switch seats.
Good morning again. Or afternoon. Yeah, afternoon. It's afternoon now. Surprise!
What time is it? It's only afternoon?
It's about 1 p.m.
So, I have a question for the GM then.
Yeah, what's up?
How do you address a counselor formally?
His lordship.
His lordship, okay.
Turns out it's not, yo, it's your boy.
Yo,
what up, home dog?
It's your boy. Like and subscribe.
Leave a comment down there to tell me how much you hate my voice.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy. Welcome back to another video.
We should put that at the beginning of this one.
Oh,
No.
No.
Everyone.
No.
You stay.
No.
I stay.
No.
Okay. So Karis is now sitting by me.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting by Steve in our casual corner of the bar.
Yeah, Karis doesn't really have all that much to say.
I mean, we had a conversation in the morning.
Yeah. She's just kind of sitting here, maybe just being around.
Enjoys my company.
Probably.
Has she had any of the wine?
No.
Or is she just...
No, the new bottles haven't been opened.
Just in the paper bags. Still.
She's still pretty toasted for breakfast.
Are you hacking into the Pentagon?
Did I forget to mute again?
You're fine.
I'm writing my speech.
Oh, damn.
I don't know why you're doing this.
And it's due tomorrow.
Because I'm in character.
It's called role-playing, guys. God. So, what's the party doing? It's 1 p.m. Y'all working on anything in particular, or just kind of hanging out?
I think Lovette's got the most important thing to do, so Soul's probably just going to enjoy their company with their new flame.
Okay. I like that. Well put.
The new flame?
I'm periodically checking to see if Soul is around.
I'm in the bar room with you.
Well, I figured that I'm looking at my fucking script, okay? I don't see that.
I already described it, though.
I know, but you said you were going back and forth, so I assumed that I look up and I'm like, is Soul around? And
No.
And then you come back and I look down, and then I look up again, you're gone.
Since 1 p.m., I've been out at the bar with Karis, Archie, and Siva.
Okay.
A bard, a necromancer, and a robot walk into a bar.
They meet a sorceress.
Ah!
I don't get it. So, sorry.
Soul turns around, probably a little too fast, and is just like, yes! And they stand at attention.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Could I ask for your help on something tomorrow? And also, I am working on a script, and you could... I don't know, if you said you don't actually know speaking to royalty all that well after all, I'm not sure. You tend to be good with people.
I just kind of talk and people listen. I can try my best, though, but I'm not good with the whole... And Soul kind of, like, looks at your script and, like, kind of, like, lightly pushes it down. I'm not so good with scripts. I just kind of wing everything that I do.
Could you give me some pointers?
Okay, what are you thinking?
And I was thinking that you'd be able to help me get some pointers on how to talk to some...
Yeah, but, like, what do you want to say to them so that I know if it's gross or not?
Oh, are you able to present my machine to them? How far along is it?
You've probably got about another 12 hours.
Is it far along enough that there's a rough skeleton visible that they could see what it looks like?
Yeah, some of the parts, like the shield piece is one just big blank, so I mean it's mostly... You can see what it's supposed to be, I guess. It just has a lot of gears to add in.
Alright. Well, this machine over here, I'm going to present this to them, tell them that I'm propositioning to sell a large number of these devices to them, or sell the schematics for the devices they can produce their own.
Alright, so what you probably want to do kind of in the beginning when you're talking to them, you want to do the formalities, like ask them how they're doing, thank them a lot for allowing you to come into their presence, because, you know, I'm sure they're probably hoity-toity and don't give a shit about people.
Yes, okay. This sounds
and then, when you're presenting your idea, I would definitely come up with more of why this would benefit them. Do that very first and foremost, before you even probably tell them what it is. Okay. And then, like, through the conversation, ease that in. If you're worried about them being worried about cost, you might want to put in a factoid about, like, normally something would cost this much to do this, but my device actually just costs this, which also would benefit you this way. If they've said anything about their needs or something, try to integrate that into the conversation. Make sure that the conversation's mostly about them so that they feel like they're like, yes, this is going to be mine eventually. I think that's what did that make sense? I'm sorry.
Yes, it sounds very much like what I have written down, so I think this is good to know. I hope you're on the same page.
And Soul kind of like shrugs after that and is like, that's all I got.
Will you be able to help me in the morning with just looking nicer than normal?
Soul looks at like Lovette's hair.
What?
Well, it's gotten a little bushy in the back. Do you like it long? We could style it, or I could cut it for you.
What are you thinking of doing to it?
Well, I know you're always working on things, so I feel like your hair would get in your way, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I've got an idea, but I don't know if you'll like it. How do you feel about... And then, like, Soul starts to touch Lovette's head and starts just, like, moving, like, her hair around and stuff. And it's just like, what if we keep the bangs, the ear bangs here a little long, and then we kind of clip your bangs up here a little bit because they're kind of covering your eyes a little, and maybe a side swipe, like a swooping bang here so that it's easier to see. And then in the back, completely short. Not as short as my hair was when we first met, but a little itsy-bitsy longer than that. Not by much, though.
So short. Okay, just tell me this. It's not going to make me look like a boy, is it? Because when I was younger, my hair was cut really short, and then all the teachers were really short, and it got really confusing.
Soul kind of like pauses for a moment and is like, is there something wrong with looking like a boy? I mean, it's kind of hard to tell with you because you just look like a woman, so...
Oh, thank you. That's actually the first time someone has said that to me.
You're welcome?
Okay, well, I trust your judgment on this.
I mean, if you don't want it short, it's not long enough to braid.
Functionality. No, it's short sounds fine.
Okay, if you promise. And Soul holds out their pinky.
Yep.
And Soul, like...
Lock the pinky in.
If you break your promise, I get to break your pinky.
Holy you tell me that now, huh?
Wow.
Okay. Well, okay.
Jesus.
That's how my family did it.
You broke your pinky?
I never broke a promise. And then Soul, like, freezes for a second and thinks about one. And is like, I should probably have one
Then
broken.
to have the text of this, I promise I won't complain about it.
Okay. But you can't look upset either.
Well, I'll
Not in front of me, at least. I don't want to know.
Okay.
I guess Soul will take out their switchblade. And Soul hasn't switched it out yet, but like is looking for a good area to cut your hair. And is just like, the streets will do, and just kind of takes you outside.
Okay.
Comes back covered in blood.
No Lovette in sight.
I'd like to think that they tried to do it as barbarish, a nice clean shave as possible, because Soul cut their own hair previously, and it was a pretty clean cut nonetheless. So No, stop talking. You're gross. You take a -5 for that.
I'll take a -5 for that. I think it's right.
But yeah, Soul gives Lovette a haircut.
Give me a profession check.
I was really scared that you were going to say that.
No.
Uh-oh.
Why would you do that?
Listen, there's a lot of nice hats in this town, I'm sure.
I have a lot of nice hats.
Oh my god!
Wow. Oh no.
So, for the audience at home, that was a nat 1 with a bonus of 1. That is a 2 on the skill check. So, let me describe what happens. So Soul takes Lovette outside and gets the switchblade ready. And starts, slowly at first, like cutting a few strands of hair here and there, and looking back and forth and looking and being like, "Oh, okay." Cuts a few more strands of hair, and things are looking really good. Like it's looking like it's working just right. And you start to go a little bit faster because because this seems a lot easier than you first expected. And you keep going through, and you go a little faster, and you keep going, and you cut some, and you stop, and you look, and you even it up a little bit, and then you notice it's just not quite evening out properly. So you keep trying to balance it out. So you cut a little more off of this side, and then a little more off of this side, and then you start to realize you made a mistake, and then you go in and you try to fix it, and your hand slips a little bit in your panic. And,
You stab Lovette in the skull.
No, Lovette ends up with a bald spot. Pretty sizable. So Lovette now has an uneven haircut with a pretty significant bald spot. On, let me roll randomly here. On the right side of their head.
I don't... Kyle, describe what I'm doing right now.
What?
You're curled into a ball, looking at your phone. For any semblance of happiness.
What? You're not saying a lot. How's it going?
Soul continues without saying a word.
I didn't think it was that long. Also, do you really have that much? I noticed there's a big...
Yeah, you notice large clumps of hair on the ground around you.
And we're outside, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yep.
Do any people see this?
Yeah. There's some people that see this and kind of stare as they walk by.
Why is this dying?
Yeah, Soul isn't saying anything.
I was really excited for the fucking haircut too.
Oh.
Soul is currently debating whether or not cutting off a portion of their hair and somehow sticking it to Lovette's hair.
Do it.
I'm sure that money can solve this problem. That's just Lovette doesn't
Soul
know it's a problem.
puts a gold piece.
I'm sure that there are probably potions for this
Situation.
Soul is debating just shaving your head. I think Soul's probably just petrified, and their anxiety is just slowly going up so much. It's just your head's in a bowl, you can't hear anything, and all you hear is the pounding in your ears for some reason of your blood. You're just oh my god.
Soul, how is the haircut going? Soul.
Their hands are even more shaky, and they're just I don't know what to do now.
Alright, go ahead and feel my head.
Yeah, you can feel the large bald spot.
I just kind of
quietly lower my hand, and then I raise my other hand and I stick my piggy out, and I'm like, make it quick.
Soul just shakes their head, like, puts their switchblade away, and just, like, pats your head, and then goes back into the bar and takes an immediate shot of brandy.
Plenty of hair in there, though.
No, they probably, like...
It's like, I wash my hands of the sip.
Yes. Hair off of the ground and come back inside. Just keep working on my thing.
Is that what Vera does?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Soul takes another shot in despair.
What happened?
Soul's face is on the bar currently.
From the wagon.
Did you get attacked?
Oh no! Soul just like looks up at Vera. Shut the fuck up! Stop it!
If anyone could purchase maybe a potions that could limit this, so grow a bunch of hair and just.
Okay. Soul raises their hand and is like, "I'll go."
Okay. I'll just give you.
I got it. I got the money. I can do this. Yep, I'm good. You just keep working. You just keep working.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Soul kind of like leans over to Steven and is just like, "You mind going out around the town with me to go pick up this thing?"
Steven puts their arm in your arm, interlinked.
Yay.
I'm not distracted this time.
And then Soul kind of leads Siva outside to go find a potion to remedy, I think, unless you're going to stop us.
No. Just kind of like, okay, so this day keeps getting better and better.
So Carius sits down at the table next to you and says, "What happened to your hair?"
Do you know of any ways to fix it?
Yes.
You do?
Oh God.
She nods.
Is it shaving my head?
No, I could fix it, but you would have to be dead. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. It would sort of create a bigger problem to solve a minor one.
With the way how today is going, by the end of the day, maybe I will be. Who knows?
She kind of chuckles, thinking that you're joking.
That's a little insidious of you.
Markus has just been keeping to himself, just not saying word.
So Soul has gone out to buy kind of
a hair growth poultice.
Yeah.
That's what you want. You want a hair growth poultice.
So make sure it is top of head hair.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a hair growth poultry.
Yeah.
Hair growth chicken. How many gold pieces do you want me to use on that? Or is Siva going to get a special discount?
So you guys go to an apothecary in town, and you find that they're selling a poultice that is guaranteed to do the trick. Just leave this poultice, leave it in your hair for one night, and it should restore your hair to a perfect.
Soul nods,
amazing,
and then looks over to Siva and is just like, "You think this will work?"
Siva shrugs, because I've never had to use anything like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a hat too while we're out.
Okay.
And so Soul finds kind of a nice, like, I would like to think of it as like an ornamental, like, bonnet in a way.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It looks like hair's wrapped back there, and it's got embroidery in it with gold threading so that it's really nice as far as Soul can tell for covering something up in case the poultice doesn't work.
Alright, give me 5 gold for the hat and 25 gold for the poultice.
Okay. Alright. Soul just looks at Steve and is like, "I can't believe I did that. Oh, this is just like cooking."
Steve agrees and says that, yeah, you're pretty terrible.
So mean! I thought you were on my side.
She kind of laughs and bumps you with her hips.
Aw, that's adorable.
Soul gently knocks their forehead into hers and is just like, "Be nice. Jeez. I was just a terrible person 5 seconds ago. You're supposed to be okay with me." And then Soul sticks out their tongue and then kind of pokes it to Siva's nose.
Oh boy.
And then we head back to the tap room, I guess. Arm in arm.
Alright.
Lovette, I found a potion! Poultice! We put it on your hair overnight and it grows.
Is Does that mean I need to sleep tonight?
No, I think you just have to have it on all night.
Okay.
I mean, you should probably sleep, though, before a big meeting.
Wait,
Going in front of people is very... Okay. And then Soul just kind of goes behind and, like, starts to just apply it while she's working on her speech.
Also, the entire time you're gone, Hummel just keeps on landing on top of the bald spot, just silly, like, swipe it away.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
I didn't tell him to do it.
Sure.
Isn't there, like, some alcohol or something he can swim in?
Plenty. That he probably already has.
So after, like, Soul has finished, like, applying, like, the most generous amount of poultice on there, they kind of, like, take out this, like, cute little, like, back hair bonnet. It's just like, and I also got this in case it didn't work. I thought it would look nice on you.
Oh, well, I hope it does.
And then Soul just sets it on the table and then, like, backs, but they're, like, walking backwards while backing up so that they're, like, still looking at you, making sure you don't, like, just crumble. Okay, I'm gonna be over here. And then they sit back down at their corner stool with Siva again.
It'll be fine.
Alright, so we're going to move time forward then. We're going to say it's now evening on the 31st, 6 p.m. Anything the party wants to do.
How far along is my project?
You've got about 8 hours of work left on it.
8 hours of work left. I think it's time for a quick break as we all celebrate Karis's birthday. I just drop the thing and my stuff and, like, come out of my trance, and then I'm like, guys!
Yes?
It's your birthday!
She smiles and says, yeah, I know. I told everyone that this morning.
I know, so we should celebrate. Did
How?
Vera purchase a thing for you? I was a little absorbed.
Yeah. Vera purchased some wine for me.
Oh, wine! Perfect!
She kind of stammers. Yeah.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah, yes. Oh, very much so. I don't know. No one's ever got me anything like that before.
Well, let's hope this is not the last time. Let's open one of those bottles and celebrate, no?
She nods and smiles. She gestures for you to sit next to her. Alright, so they get a couple of glasses, and they crack one of the bottles open, and pour a couple of glasses, and start passing them around so everybody gets a...
Soul whispers into Siva's ear to do the mage hand trick for the wine again.
Siva nods, and the bottle floats itself around the bar, filling up glasses.
Soul is, like, at the corner, and they've got their head resting on their hand, and they're just kind of staring at Siva. A little too dreamily, but they're happy.
I'm going to ignore that and focus on the drink and celebrating.
Let's just take up the entire bar, why don't we?
Yeah, no kidding, jeez.
Alright, so the party gets a glass of wine each, and now you all have a glass of wine.
Yep. We'll spend, like, an hour, I guess, out of my work talking about stuff.
Okay.
Burning out a little bit to some wine, but not too much. And I think I'm probably just fucking babble about the stuff that I've been working on to Karis because she's so receptive of my techno talk that I don't even think about. I don't even filter it.
Okay, so Karis, like, listens happily to what you have to say. Make a perception check.
I've been doing great with those. Oh, this one's better. An 18 total.
18. All right. You get the sense that Karis wants to give you a hug, but is not.
Oh. Well, I'll kind of, like... It's too bad I'm also socially awkward, huh, motherfucker?
Good thing.
Are you
Might actually have
okay,
to-
Khalees? You seem a little fidgety.
Sorry. She sort of, like, kind of shuts down and sort of, like, turns back toward the bar.
Well, I'll put, like, an arm over her. Well, like, I can't really, like, partly hug her anyway because I'm so small.
So small.
But,
Very
like, I
small.
put, like, an arm around her back.
Okay.
Like, kind of testing the waters.
Okay, she recoils from your touch, almost violently.
Oh, yo, I'm sorry.
She kind of, like, scoots over a little bit toward Vera. I'm sorry.
Vera moves away from Jesus.
Wow.
Well, that was unfortunate.
Now we're evenly spaced.
Is that your reasoning?
Please.
I'm sorry. I've not been.
That's okay. If you don't
Soul
want to be
looked
touched,
over at the
then
commotion.
I won't touch you. I totally understand.
Soul's trying to gesture to Karis that there's a thumbs up, it's no, it's okay, kind of thing.
I'm sorry.
From the earlier interaction, it's okay symbols and stuff. It's okay.
She sits back down next to you and she says that she's sorry. She hasn't been completely open about everything about her, and that she can't do that.
No, that's okay. Well, we've all got things that we don't want to talk about right away. I understand. And I imagine
she looks at you and says, "No, you don't understand. I can't."
Ooh.
Why is that? Well, if you don't want to talk about that, I can understand.
She kind of is rubbing one of her hands with her other hand, kind of massaging the palm of her right hand with her left hand, kind of just nervously.
Karis, today is not a day to talk about anything stressful if you do not want to.
No, it's fine. It's something you should know about me. This probably won't hurt you. And she puts her hand out on the bar in front of you, right hand palm down.
Look at it.
You look at her hand. She's super fucking pale. First of all, I don't know if I was ever quite clear about that. She's unhealthy looking, just in general. She's too thin. She has almost no muscle mass at all. She's essentially skeletally thin, but she's also extremely pale. It's just she was never out in the sun ever. It's she spent her whole life in a fucking sewer.
She plays D&D
underground
all the time.
almost.
Yeah. So she puts her hand on the bar in front of you and kind of looks at you.
Okay.
And
she's kind of waiting for you to do something.
Touch her hand with my hand.
All right.
With my finger, just poke it.
Reaching out.
Okay, so you poke her hand and it doesn't feel all that strange. It's just like a hand.
Did that hurt you? Are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine.
I'm afraid I do not understand.
She holds her hand out closer to you, as if palm up, as if for you to hold her hand.
Oh, I'll do that.
Okay, make a fortitude save.
19.
Good, 19. So you hold her hand, and it feels pretty normal for about a half a second, and then there's just this extreme plunge of cold that you feel. It's so much that it feels like it's pulling the heat out of your body, and you're able to break contact before it damages you.
Well, if I need to wake up in the morning, I know who to talk to.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I should be more open about these things.
No, you're not. You're not one to worry about that. You've been quite open with us, all things considered.
It's just one of the many gifts that Warren gave me.
Yeah, I can imagine. I don't imagine that you want to talk about all that, given what kind of stuff we start down there, at least not right now. Although if you do, I will be happy to see some. But I told you the other night that I have some shared experience with your experience at the academy. And I don't know how you're feeling about that, but if you want to talk about it, I will all ears.
Well, a vampire thrall and a few ghouls busted a door down, started killing students. She kind of goes back to rubbing her hands. I tried to take control of one of the ghouls, and it didn't work. So I raised some of the students to form a defensive line, and it worked. And the teacher saw me do that, and after the battle was over and we had won, he told me to leave. He said he was being gracious by giving me a head start before he called the guard on me.
I am too familiar with that kind of talk.
The other students, that was the really worst part of it. They looked at me like I was a monster.
Yeah, we do that. I'm sorry. I didn't... Well, I can't say for sure. I know exactly how you feel, but I definitely have a rough idea. I've been through something similar. But we should not be dwelling on such negative things right now, and I need to get back to my work.
Karis nods and says nothing.
I'll get back to working on my machine.
Spicy.
Yeah, spicy time.
So you see that Karis has this freshly poured glass of the fine wine that was a gift for the birthday, and they haven't touched it. They're just like sitting there like rubbing their hand.
Alright, I go over. I do the shoulder rub thing that I did last time before we stopped talking to each other. The really quick scruffle and then done.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey, birthday girl. What you thinking?
Nothing.
You're lying.
I think I might just want to be alone for a little while, if that's okay.
Soul's ears go down. Oh, yeah, I understand. And you know, you don't have to drink it if you don't like it.
Drink what? She like completely has just like lost track of what was going on around her.
Soul does like a little flick to the top of the glass rim to make a ping noise.
Of course, sorry. She picks it up and like looks at it for a little bit.
But if you actually do want to be alone, I understand. Just talk to me if you feel like it. If not, drink. Happy birthday.
Thanks. She picks up the glass.
Are you sure you're okay?
She picks up the glass and she walks to the corner and just sits down.
Okay, bye.
She sets the glass in front of her and sort of just stares at it for a while.
Soul goes back over to Siva and just like is twiddling their thumbs and is just like, I feel like I've gotten worse at talking to people. I don't know what I'm doing.
Siva shrugs. I think you're doing just fine. The girl's obviously got some troubles.
True. And who am I to push it? It's her birthday. She can do whatever the hell she wants. And then Soul kind of like takes like a strand of Siva's hair and like brushes it behind their ear. Just very affectionately.
Mm-hmm. She's gonna lean in and go for a smooch. Aw, shit.
Okay. Reciprocation.
Boom.
Roll for smooch.
Smooch.
No.
See if you botch this like you
I don't
botch
want
my
to do it
fucking hair.
again.
Oh, damn.
You'd be surprised. I've already messed up that once.
I don't know, smooching oration, or is it?
What is it, dancing again?
Thrall.
Or is it?
Do you actually want me to roll for a kiss?
No, I don't actually want you to roll for a kiss.
Okay,
I never
thank
suggest
you.
Such a thing. Only if it was part of the act of seduction, in which case I'd make you make a seduction check, but we haven't done that, so that's fine.
We're good.
Anywho.
Escape artist.
Alright, unless anyone has anything else, we can pass time again.
I think I'm good. Does anyone else need to do anything other than Lovette? Nope.
Alright, so if no one has anything else for the rest of the day, I'm going to go ahead and push it to tomorrow morning. Awesome.
Soul
Okay.
stayed the
We
night
made it.
with Siva.
We survived. It was 8 hours more for me to work on the thing.
Yeah.
Would I have had time to sleep?
Yes, you would have had a little bit.
Okay.
You would have completed it around 2 in the morning.
Okay, then I probably slept for about 4 hours.
Yeah, so you got a little
It's
bit
better
of
than
sleep.
nothing.
Do I have hair?
You wake up and you.
Put on a little makeup.
You know what? I was really worried someone was going to say that, and I'm glad it was you.
Oh.
Alright, so you managed to get your work completed. You got your hair roughly back. Poultice seems to have done a bit of work. It still looks a little bit rough, but
That's
it's
okay.
It's better than it was. You no longer have a giant bald spot.
Though I
going
would
to.
have loved if it just kept growing too fast and totally turns Lovette into a Wookiee.
The fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, for Lovette it would be an Ewok. Jeez.
Sorry, Ewok. My bad.
Yep. I'm gonna
Anyways.
power walk as early as I can then to the nearest barber? Stylist?
Yeah.
I don't know how upscale the city is.
Mm-hmm.
But someone who can cut my hair without rolling for it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
But I will ask them to do basically what Sol was describing to me.
Okay, cool.
Well, I'll tell them to make this work. I'll be like, if you can make this work, then cool. And
Easy
then
enough.
that description.
Alright, that's going to be 5 silver, essentially.
Alright. I'll give them a full gold just for their trouble.
Oh, wow.
Because I'm just like, fuck it, here, I gotta go. And then I run back. So I want to grab my formal dress, my noble outfit, out of the cart. Get that on, and find Soul.
Soul stayed the night with Siva, so yeah, they're at the tap room.
Well, I was assuming I was staying in the guest room there because I didn't want to have to go back and forth between the hotel and stuff, so that's where I would head back to anyway.
Okay.
I hope we weren't too noisy.
No.
Lovette, your beautiful low perceptions.
I know.
You've got a meeting at the town hall, basically, for lack of a better term. Let's see, that would be the Imperial Palace.
The palace, yeah. Did the villagers show up?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll pay them. I'm going to give them 2 for now. But before that, I was looking for Soul because I wanted them to help me with the getting ready stuff.
Oh.
Looking nice.
Well, you better knock on their door.
Yeah, I guess. Well, Lovette's not totally perceptive to that being where Soul stays. Like, where was I even in this place? I guess I will, though. I'll knock on all the doors until I find out.
You got it.
All right.
There's a knock at the door.
Soul kind of like jolts up in bed, and like looks over at Siva.
So, Yunzal, I need a help with something.
Yeah, just a second. Let me brush my hair. And Soul hurriedly tries to get clothes on. And like tries to look as good as possible. Fluffs their hair, looks at Siva, and is like, does a gesture of like, does this look okay?
Siva smiles.
Soul like slowly opens the door slightly and pokes their head out. What's up? What? How you doing?
Yeah, I was just wondering if you could help me with any last minute, touch-ups.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah. If you wouldn't mind just letting me just slip through the door. And Soul, like, hurriedly closes it behind them. Alright, let's do this. Where do you want to do this?
Oh, where is there, like, anywhere there's, like, a mirror, I guess.
Oh, like touch-ups for the hair?
Well, I don't know if Soul wears makeup.
No.
I don't know if makeup would really be a thing that would be common in this, like, time period and shit anyway.
Soul doesn't wear makeup anymore. They used to once upon a time.
But
they didn't apply it.
Oh, but they didn't apply it?
No, they had people for that.
Yeah, do you have the disguise skill? You have a little bit of disguise. You have 1 rank in it, so you've got a +8 for your disguise. You could use a disguise to apply beautification makeup.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, disguise can be used for that.
Soul looks nervous.
I mean, it's not a blade involved this time, right?
They smack their lips and are like, yeah, you're right. Just don't hate me.
I don't.
And I rolled a 19 for that.
Alright, you do a little bit of work, and you have brought out, some color, and you've got the eye shape a little bit worked out. You've covered any minor blemishes. That the
like one of the eyeliner wings is just a little off though. Like it almost looks right, but it's not.
I don't think it's pretty good. It's definitely a boon. Like it's better than not. So you have applied a bonus.
And Soul takes out a muse. Do you want to use one of these before?
I'm just going to hang on to that and will decide if I need it. Is that okay?
Alright. Of course. And then Soul looks like they're trying to think of something else. And Beardy, I have a game question.
Yeah.
What does suggestion do?
It essentially lets you suggest courses of action or specific things to do.
So, if I'm playing music and I'm casting suggestion, can I use Lovette as my talking piece pretty much and work it that way, or do I have to be the one that says the thing?
It depends on what you're suggesting. Because you're the one that would be compelling them to do something.
I mean, I figured that you would compel them, but you could say something like, yeah, that sounds pretty good.
You can compel them to listen to...
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'll... Okay.
But if you cast suggestion, does the person know if it fails that you cast it on them?
Well, it's not suggestion so much as the spell, it's the bardic ability in this case. So
oh, gotcha.
It would be... Basically, you'd be serenading the room with some music or some such. And...
Okay.
maybe the lyrics of your song would be leading somehow. And they're mystical in some way.
So Soul kind of looks like they're thinking for a second and is just like, I think maybe mood music would be good for the event. Do you mind if I play while you're making your presentation?
Absolutely. I thought you were not interested in coming, but if you are, it would make me feel a lot better.
Well, if it helps you, that's the important part. We're family, after all.
Okay, yeah.
And so, pats you on your head, and then it looks like they're tuning their lyre.
And
they pop a muse.
Don't touch my head. Still not ready for you to touch my head.
I pop a muse.
Alrighty. Okay, well, this will pretty much push us up to the meeting time. So if anyone has any other business.
Yeah, Vera's not going explicitly. I don't imagine Markus is going.
I don't think so. I think I definitely don't want to say anything wrong.
I was going to say, Lovette says enough regrettable things on her own.
So we're headed to the courtroom.
Alright,
it's just me and Lovette.
Alright, so you guys head over to the Imperial Palace. It is a big, scary, imposing building. You know that the Emperor of Vil keeps court there. And you arrive, the guards stop you, and, demand to know who you are, what business you're there on. You guys explain yourselves.
Your listeners, Keni Bodwin. I have an appointment with a counselor about remedying the military problem.
Alright, one of the guards leaves to corroborate your story, comes back a few minutes later, and has you follow them into the palace grounds. So,
what is their name?
Fritz.
Don't do this.
Fritz. His name is Fritz.
Oh, I like it.
Sounds like a cat name.
Rude. He's a peasant. Don't treat him like an animal.
The Imperial Palace grounds are well kept and imposing. It definitely does not look like a militaristic, defensible building. It looks more like a pleasure palace sort of thing. It's just full of gardens.
Oh God!
Well, no, I'm just saying it's not a defensive building. It's not like
it's like a mansion.
It's not high stone walls and towers. It's glass atriums and topiaries.
Oh, does this remind Soul of their home at all?
Yes, this is far grander than your home.
Oh, I see.
This is the fucking Emperor of Vil lives here.
Yeah.
Well,
this is a massive, massive palace.
But I need to know how invested Soul needs to be in this building. Soul looks awestruck by it.
This palace is also bigger than I was expecting, so I'm a little more confident.
Yeah, and there's armed guards all over the place. There's archers. I mean, the reason the building itself is not heavily defensible is because the wall around this building is very, very strong looking. There are archers all over the place. There's armed guards all over the place. You even see war wizards patrolling around.
What?
Yeah, these guys are
war wizards.
Yeah, I mean the Academy of Arcane Arts is right outside the gate, so
that's true.
they've got a steady supply of war wizards.
I love the idea of war wizards.
Soul looks like they're focusing in on a ring on their thumb while we're walking through.
Thank you for coming again, Soul, by the way.
You're welcome. Like I said, we're family. You would do this for me if I, for some reason, needed someone to bail me out of something, right?
In a heartbeat, yes.
Awesome.
I don't know, I guess I'm trying to keep my composure. I'm trying to keep myself from shaking too much. But I don't know, I guess after all that prep, Lovette seems a little more prepared mentally than she realized she would be.
Alright, so the guard leads you into the palace proper. The doors to the palace are enormous and plated with gold. And it appears silver and worked in with...
probably touches things.
Yeah.
Because it's a bit even more majestic than they're used to. So they've instinctively just touched things that are, shiny.
It's a very different style of architecture as well. So, I mean,
I figured.
It's new and interesting looking for you, I'm sure.
Yeah. They love architecture.
So you get inside. I mean, if I could describe it as anything, it is a Gothic palace.
Mm-hmm.
So you go inside, and it's just huge arches everywhere, giant open spaces inside. there's a lot of bureaucracy that's based out of this palace. Like, this is the prime governmental complex as well as the residence of the Emperor.
Wait.
Yes.
I can't remember currently just because it's been a while. But when I was reading about my father, did it say that he made diplomacy meetings in Ville?
Yes.
Yes! All right. Cool.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I got a plan.
I say uh-oh Lovette, but I'm excited for as Grem. Regardless of how this goes.
Alright, so you are led to an area in the back of one of these grand halls, and there's tables and chairs set up in clusters all over the place. It seems like these are large meeting halls for bureaucrats, and at one of them appears to be a gentleman who has a bunch of papers strewn on a table in front of him. The guard walks you there and basically says your name to the person sitting down, and then like turns on their heel and walks away.
Okay. Does that person look at me or anything?
He's like currently writing in a very large book, and he's got like I said other papers strewn in front of him. He kind of like glances up over his nose at you for this like a hot second, and then looks back to what he was doing.
Actually, I was reading up on this process last night after Markus brought me those books. Would I have an indication of who this is? Is this person I'm supposed to be talking to?
The guard didn't tell you their name, and this guy doesn't have. There's no indication on him. There's no name tag on the desk. He's a counselor for the city, but there's lots of counselors for the city. You don't know this guy's name.
Counselor, His Lordship.
Yes, go ahead. I'm listening.
Well, thank you for your time and attention. My name is Lovette McKinney Bodwin, and I have a proposition for you that can redefine the future of this beloved empire. I understand that Ville is a great and powerful country, but in light of recent events, its mighty defenses do find themselves at a time of tenderness. It is only natural then that I, as an ally of His Lordship and his state, find it my duty to present to you this offer that will swiftly, cheaply, and effectively not only reinforce the nation's defenses, but boost the empire of Ville to the status of a world superpower.
So the gentleman will set down his quill and sort of like look at you now for the first time since you walked up. He crosses his hands on the table in front of him and leans forward and looks at you.
I pop my chest out a bit. I'm going to gesture for Fritz to push the thing a little closer, but not pull the lever yet. So, what you see before you is currently a harmless device, a portable shield that could not only harm a halfling child. However, with a pull of this lever, and I'll nod for them to pull it.
Fritz pulls the lever.
The flower unravels, and the blades make themselves present. Please stand back. And I'll have them. I have them like angle it so that they're not going towards anything in the immediate vicinity, and have them push it forward a little bit so that they can demonstrate how it works. So
the gears engage and the blades twist and spin in a dazzling display of potential damage.
By simply pushing on the bar inside, the device moves forward and the flames form into a spinning whirlwind of death. This machine is safe until activated, totally protective of the user, and simple enough that any farmer capable of pushing a plow can use it. Quick aside, what were the names of the blacksmiths? Or can I just interject them?
You can interject with them, you don't need to know specific
names of blacksmiths. Were able to produce this device overnight. So I am confident that the resources of His Lordship's great empire will be more than enough to supply an army of these in less than a year's time. And to this end, I present His Lordship with two optional offers. On one hand, the McKinney Bodwin family business can provide the entire procedure ourselves. We will establish a factory here in Hartenschen, and then more as are available. And with provided funds, we can oversee the manufacture, production, and assembly of all of these devices. In the future, we may also be able to have other beneficial relationships. However, if His Lordship finds it more cost-efficient to build the machines himself, then I can provide the schematics for a single, smaller comparative fee, but I will be getting the entire profit of these schematics.
Sol has no idea what you said, but is nodding.
Speaking of that, were you using bardic inspiration or performance at all during that? Or were you... Because you didn't mention using anything.
I'm sorry. She went into her speech and I didn't want to interrupt. So, yes, I did want to have that ready and stuff.
Okay.
I'd like to hear his reaction first before I say anything.
So were you using suggestion or not?
No, but I've been playing in the background.
Okay. Were you using Inspire Competence?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got it.
All right. Oh boy.
+2.
Yeah.
Do I need to select Lovette in a way, though.
No, you're fine. You're fine. So just give yourself a miscellaneous +2
I did.
modifier, and go ahead and roll a diplomacy check.
This is the roll.
All right.
Huh?
21?
Well,
So,
I mean, it's as average as you could get.
Yep. So you got a 21 on the check. And then there was also the use of a suggestion in there, or were you going to do
Once
that?
he talks.
Okay. So he's kind of like wearing these little like half spectacle glasses. He takes them off, folds them closed, and sets them down in the book in front of him, and then looks at you and says, "I only understood about half of what you just told me.
Oh, no.
This." He points at the device in front of him. It's like, exactly how much are you asking for each of these?
Well, to supply the schematics, I would only ask for a sum of 200,000 gold pieces, but the sum of providing the entirety of them would be, they would cost roughly 125 gold pieces per machine. However, this is negligible compared to the cost, both in manpower and in the monetary value of raising an entirely new army, is it not?
Okay. I'm going to use suggestion.
Okay. Alright.
In hindsight, all of that actually sounds like it's quite easy to budget, especially if it means the safety of the entire country. You know, in fact, I bet people would be even happier to pay taxes if it involved their protection.
So suggestion doesn't quite work like that.
How do I use it?
You need to suggest something for them to do. Like you need to give them a course of action.
Okay. I say all that and then say, I think it would be a good idea for you to invest in something like this, personally. Especially as someone under the Polyhymnia name.
I'm going to go ahead and give him a will save. He clears his throat and like rubs the bridge of his nose with 2 fingers. Kind of blinks a few times as just like something's like bothering his brain.
I'm just kind of...
Oh my god, the suspense.
I knocked down my schematics cost at the last second way down because I was like, oh fuck dude, we don't need nearly as much money as I was going to ask for, and I don't think that they will give it.
He says that the standard pay for a village soldier is 3 silver per day. That comes out to 108 gold per year.
Plus armaments, plus fortresses, plus supply routes, and of course you do not pay that to the generals, do you?
And you would suggest that these peasants do not need to eat? And you would
Well, the
suggest
machines do not need
that
to
these
eat.
armies of machine-moving men would not need commanded?
Initially they would, but with continued partnership with the McKinney Baldwin family, no.
Soul kind of looks like they like grimace a little at the last name.
He kind of like squints at you, and he's like, and how exactly do you propose an army that doesn't need to eat?
With the magic of technology. Controls.
Soul looks like Soul kind of stops playing and just looks at you like really confused.
Is Archibald with you?
Not. He's in my pocket.
Okay, just making sure.
And yeah, I'll actually start his timer going.
Okay.
And, and set his thing on the floor.
For 200,000 gold, we could equip an army and pay for an army and feed an army 3 times the size of the one that was lost.
That's it? 2,000 or was it 200,000?
200,000.
200,000.
Oh, I meant 20,000. Pardon me.
Did you say? What, did you actually mean 20,000 and you said 200,000?
No.
Okay.
Soul looks so confused.
Do you have this in writing somewhere? I would like to show this to other counselors.
We can put it in writing like here.
He hands you a handful of papers, a quill, and a pot of ink.
All right, I get to work.
He gestures to a chair.
I am not unfamiliar with writing things down in books.
Okay.
I mean, I do have my whole speech written down, so I can give him that, but
That's
I'll
fine.
write down the numbers.
Yeah, so you basically break down everything that needs done. You write it down on a bunch of sheets of paper for him. He'll take them from you and then say that he'll take these to the other counselors and they will reach you when they come to a decision on this.
Soul, like, waggles their hand for a second to get his attention.
Has
The counselor or Lovette?
The counselor.
He looks up.
Has the diplomat from Presidium been here any time recently?
No, I do not recall him being here anytime recently, no.
Soul nods, like, it looks like an affirmative nod, but then kind of looks sad for a second. Gotcha. Thank you for the information.
Has Archie deployed yet?
Oh, yeah,
By the way.
sorry, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, so, yeah, the guy's definitely going to be, like, a little bit concerned about this being that just popped out of your pocket, but he asked if this
I set the ball on the floor before.
Yeah. So yeah, he asked if this is the army that doesn't need to eat.
Well, in the long time, yes.
He says, how many of these could you construct? What would these cost us? Can it wield a sword? Can it wear armor? Does it follow orders?
It does follow. He does follow orders. He can wield the sword with the proper programming. He is my prototype, and I need research funds if there are to be an army of this, but the cost will be in the long term hugely beneficial.
And just how long would your research take?
It could vary. That is the nature of research, but not more than a few years, I think.
I'm going to use another suggestion.
Okay.
I think, if anything, it would be a good idea to invest in people like this, because then we would have less people who would be injured. Safety in numbers.
Alright. We'll save. He kind of like gives you like a half nod and says, I'll take this to the other counselors. He takes the papers from you. The guards will see you out.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Soul looks like, they've got their ears down. They look like they've been defeated.
Oh, well, on the way out, I'm going to sneak my muse in. And I just kind of, once my mood pickers up, then I'm going to just grab Soul's hand and smile at them. I think
Soul looks very concerned. Do you?
Well, I think I'm not getting our money.
Okay.
We have to find a way to stay in communication with these people.
I mean, really? Like, I don't know how necessary it was to actually do this. I know it makes you happy.
Well, if they get some money, and I can get that money sent home, that would be ideal.
Why does money matter so much to you anyway?
It's not that it matters to me, it matters to the family. I just want to take care of them.
But you're looking for them at the same time?
Gnomes can get the pretty big families.
Oh, like bunnies?
No, not quite exact. Not that under control. Also, it's just nice to have something to come back to. And I was also thinking of investing some of those into maybe Belle's temple.
She's gonna be so excited when she hears that!
Well, I don't know. Until we know for sure that the money is going through, because I can't.
Can I be there when you tell her? Please! Okay. Oh my gosh! She's gonna scream! She might even give you a handshake.
No, so yeah, maybe a handshake. I don't know. She doesn't like me.
She doesn't like you?
Yeah, I think I did something wrong with her. I don't know what I did.
Did you say something mean to her?
Not on purpose.
But you did.
Well, maybe in hindsight.
What did you say?
I just used, the C word.
You called her a cunt again?
No, I can't say.
Oh, I was gonna say, I used to call her a cunt all the time. It should be fine.
Yeah, I noticed that. But people like you more than they like me, generally. And thank you for your help, Becca.
I tried. I don't think I did anything, and...
It's the fact that you tried me so much.
Well, you're welcome. I just wish I knew... never mind. It's a stupid thought that's unnecessary. Sorry.
That's okay.
I've been thinking about my father lately, and I feel like...
Him as well?
Well, for a while, I was avoiding him, and now I feel like I should ask him some questions. So...
I'm trying
to
remember
know
what stuff we know in character, and I don't remember what stuff we do know.
I've told everyone that my father was Infidelius.
Okay.
And I think I never gave him an option of explaining himself. And it might be a better time sooner than later to ask him so that I know if I'm also a terrible person.
What's with me?
And Soul kind of looks down. Kind of scuffles their feet a little bit. Are we still, leaving this, estate?
Yeah.
Long hallway.
You guys are outside the palace now. You made it outside. And Fritz pushes the thing up, and he looks at you and holds his hand out.
Oh, yeah, give him his money.
Alright, you give him the rest of his money, and he tips a non-existent hat and skips away.
I like Fritz.
I was going to give him a job, but he's gone. He was sure interesting.
Soul looks at the machine. So is Archie gonna push this now?
Well, I was kind of hoping that I would have a factory. I guess in hindsight I should have known I would actually have more time, but I'm not sure where we put it. Do you think Siva wants it?
Soul makes a face.
Well, let's go. Let's hope we get the Sivas, and if she doesn't want it, she'll know who does. We'll just leave. I'll have Archie push it onto her lawn and leave it there.
I don't know if CV's gonna like this.
But I'm sorry. She's been so hospitable already. I'm sure she's okay with it. Anyway, I've got to go change into this dress. I'll go do that.
I guess I'll go ask Oh, she's gone. Alright. I enter in the tap room.
Okay, you enter the tap room. I'll push the map again. You see...
who the fuck is that?
You see Siva sitting in her normal place. You see Markus still on the bar there, who I haven't heard in a while. I think he might be asleep.
Oh no.
Oh, no, I've just been muted. I didn't want to... Hey, buddy.
How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Yeah.
Anyways, Markus is at the bar.
Markus is at the bar. Vera's at the bar. Karis is at the bar. And then there's the hooded figure seated next to Karis. Karis left for the afternoon.
That's Vera.
What did I say?
No, I'm just kidding.
Did I say
the
Vera?
Hooded figure. No, you said Karis.
Okay. Yeah. Karis, and then Karis is seated next to a hooded figure. Which, when she left alone and she came back with this hooded figure. And they're sitting at the bar together.
Immediately goes by Karis. Hey!
Oh.
And they do the shoulder scruffle like they've done the last 2 times.
Hi.
Hey.
Sorry, I sort of wandered off last night. I apologize. I should have kept my my composure a bit better.
No, you're fine. It was birthday. You can do whatever the hell you want on your birthday, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Who's your friend?
Oh, it's not my friend.
Did you make this thing?
It's something like that. So,
whoa!
Lovette's
still kind of tripping off of the muse.
Anyways, I didn't realize Lovette had come back in.
Oh, yeah, I figured at this point probably have.
So, I figured I'd be traveling with all of you, and I didn't want to make anyone have to carry my weight. I'm not really used to adventuring or anything, and I didn't want to be a burden. And I figured I'd bring along some protection.
Well, you have us as protection.
Did Markus notice this character? He'd have questions.
Probably, yeah. There you go.
Here it is.
There it is.
Do it.
You noticed it.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
It's right there.
Hey, look at that. I noticed it.
What?
You noticed
no, you don't need to do perception if he's right there.
I know.
So I decided that I wasn't going to be a burden on anyone, so I've So I'm going to put together some protection, just for myself, just so that no one needs to worry about me in a fight, you know?
I mean, we're always going to worry about you, but it's not a burden on us.
Well,
we just care about you.
I just figured that this might make things a bit easier. So I spent a bunch of the night finding something.
Where'd you find it?
Graveyard.
Which one?
The one I like.
Whose family member?
So help me, so help me, so help me.
She shrugs. It was unmarked.
Okay. It's probably forgotten then by that point.
Probably.
So, goes to ruffle her hair and then decides, oh wait, I already ruffled your shoulder. I should respect your boundaries currently. And then just gives a thumbs up.
Kelly's, I need a little, a tile of your clothing or something.
A what?
A piece of your clothing or something like that, or your hair.
What?
Why?
Pull up the compass. It's just
the compass points west.
So that if anything were to happen, we will not lose track of you.
Oh.
Soul looks at the compass. You know, why don't we do that today, since we're done with the court thingy?
Well, they did say they would get back to me in a couple of days. How did they give me an estimate of how long I'd have to wait?
No. They said they'd convene, but you know the speed of bureaucracy is ultra slow.
Okay, so I got time.
You've got time.
Yes.
And
bureaucracy is very slow, I have time.
And they'll find you, don't worry.
We have been living at a very, very fast pace.
Fuck, I did forget one thing. Can you guys roll perception checks, please?
Oh, sure.
Just Lovette and Soul.
Fuck, man. My rolls have been abysmal. I've rolled a 7.
That's a 22 for me.
Excellent. Soul, on your way back, when you were leaving the palace and going past the Academy of Arcane Arts, you noticed something. You noticed there are posters put up.
Oh, no.
Apparently there was an attack on one of the teachers.
Yeah.
And there is a wanted posters that have a rough sketch of something that looks very much like Vera. Even describes that the attacker used a scythe as a weapon.
Soul did not bring that up to Lovette.
No, I'm tripping balls. I don't give a shit. I don't even pay attention.
And when we walked into the tap room, I saw this figure next to Kara, so Soul's brain went to protection mode. Because it was like, who the fuck is this near my kid? But Kara's minute, so it's fine. So, while Soul's pointing out the compass, is just give her some hair, but let's do that today or pretty soon. And then Soul is trying to keep the attention on the compass and is slowly walking backwards towards Vera. And Soul grabs Vera's arm and drags them to the kitchen.
This is our secret place.
Vera, what the fuck?
What?
There are posters near the
Is
academy.
Is trying to get people to teach them how to cook? They keep dragging people into the
your
kitchen.
Face on
Kara
it.
shrugs.
My face on it?
Yeah. They're wanted posters with someone who looks a lot like you and carries a scythe.
Vera does not say anything.
We're best friends. You have to tell me if you did something.
If they stayed there, I did not go in there to attack them.
What?
I did not. I went in there to talk to the man, and he started casting a spell, so I thought he was going to attack me.
Farron, they're not going to believe you.
I mean, they have to find me first.
You're putting Siva in danger by just hanging out here.
Well, I could stay somewhere else.
No, it's... What were you thinking?
If I didn't say something to him, more and more students will have to be impacted by that man.
I punched him. Shouldn't that have been good enough?
What's that going to help?
My self-esteem? Soul shrugs. There's gonna be some dickwad who they choose to replace him if he dies. There's always going to be a cycle.
Someone who's not him, though. That's the point.
But what if the next person's worse?
Then you have to deal with them, too.
That's not how life works. You can't just kill everything until things are good. Something will always be bad.
Well, we have to deal with this now, I guess. Then.
Look. Soul takes out their glittery half. half mask that you gave them that just has glitter stains on it currently. And then they take out their disguise kit. I think you need to hide what you look like currently throughout the city.
I can do that, and I'll turn into a bee.
And Soul just, like, looks flabbergasted and is just like... I could have done your for you, as Soul is now yelling at a bee.
There is a mouse-sized or rat-sized bee on your back.
Disgusting.
Christ, that means that.
Soul does not look amused. Soul puts away their half mask and disguise kit. You owe me. I'm not going to tell everyone else, but you owe me. Okay? Buzz twice if you say okay.
Buzzes twice.
Awesome.
Twice.
Soul walks out to the bar and just looks exasperated.
Okay, so what's that? Get it.
Soul just walks over to Siva and just, like, plops their face down on the bar again.
What kind of bee?
It's a honeybee.
Oh, okay, never mind that.
Just a really big-ass honeybee.
Big-ass fucking honeybee.
Okay. Lovette!
Yeah?
Let's go find out where your compass is pointing.
It's pointing that way.
Then let's go that way.
Alright, we'll go that way.
And Soul goes next to Lovette, thinks about it, and then just picks Lovette up and starts to walk out the door. Come on, guys, we're going on a compass adventure.
What? Karis stands up, very confused.
We're going on an adventure.
This is kind of how we operate.
Siva looks a little bit pissed, but waves goodbye to you.
I attempt to wave with an elbow underneath Lovette.
Well, careful.
You're fine. I'm just waving to Sivi.
Okay. Oh, out of character, by the way, leaving the big machine on her lawn was absolutely Lovette throwing shade. Just being salty. She's like, well, fine then. I'll leave a big fucking machine on her lawn. See how she likes that.
The fuck? Alright, so we have gotten the carriage. Mm-hmm. I've put Lovette in the back. Mm-hmm. Markus is in the back. Mm-hmm. What does Karis do?
Karis asks if you guys have an empty chest. Like an empty treasure chest.
No chests.
A box, some sort of wooden container.
How big are we talking?
Is a carriage considered a wooden container?
No. She wants something that she can store something in.
Would the bed be acceptable?
I take out my music box and I'm like, this is the only box I have.
Oh, what doesn't you have storage space?
She kind of gets a little bit exasperated. She's like, never mind. She tells the hooded figure, she looks at it and says, Alpha, follow behind.
What? Sorry, we
she
don't...
named it. Soul's just like, I'll just buy a new fucking carriage when we get back. Jesus Christ.
So it follows behind, it walks behind the carriage as you guys continue, as you travel.
Soul, I think, took the compass from Lovette if she was able to, just since Soul and Vera, well, I guess just Soul right now is leading.
Well, I'm glued to the compass.
Okay, so I guess you can sit next to me in the front.
Alright.
Because Vera's a giant-ass bee!
I mean, once we get out of the city...
Yeah, but we have to get out of the city.
So is the hell coming along?
She's the bee.
Oh, she is the bee.
Yeah.
That's new.
It's...
Does she know what we are saying?
She'll be normal soon, I'm sure.
I'll ask.
Soul just looks very done with everything.
What was that, Grem?
I said I'll ask again in Elvish if she knows what we're saying. I feel like I'll ask in Elvish. Vera, if you can understand me, was twice.
Nothing.
Okay. Does that make sense? Okay.
Soul's just like, yeah, she hates elves. Why would she talk like that?
Lady?
Yeah, I'm like the only one that she likes. We're best friends.
Wait,
she tells me everything.
As far as I'm aware, Vera has actually never straight up said that in front of Lovette, and like always danced around it, because there have been a few times I've tried to squeeze it out.
I think Soul figured that out pretty fast when they first met Vera.
Like the first thing I said to you.
Yeah. No, she was actually really terrible the first time we met each other.
That's not
good times. Anyways, so we're starting to head out of the village.
Okay. You travel west out of Hartmanshire.
Is the compass still pointing west?
Yes, the compass is pointing west. You're just I assume that at this point Lovette's just watching the compass.
Yes.
So you guys travel west out of the city, and as you travel along the western road here, the compass twists ever so slightly to the north. So it goes from being west to northwest, until eventually it's turned almost completely north by this point. So by the time you guys are here, which is essentially one day later, go ahead and move the time forward.
Oh, just by the lake. We've been passing it over and over. Ah!
Alright, so when you get about there, you realize it's facing almost due north. In fact, it's a little bit northeast, just barely.
I knew it! I knew it had to be somewhere around here. And Sol looks really excitedly over to Lovette, like, I've figured things out, I'm smart.
That's crazy. We've been here so long, and it's him right here. This points to the owner of the object.
Well, I mean, I don't know what you're even looking for.
Well, this should point to my father, and hopefully he will know more about where to look next. He should have some things that should help us with this compass. He went on, took all of them on his own.
So Sol has moved the carriage to just pretty much follow the compass's pointer as much as possible.
Right, so you head off road and you travel to the northeast. So by about late morning on the 2nd of November, you guys arrive at the lake. So you guys approach from the road, you travel slightly to the northeast, and you're heading slightly downhill through a series of rolling hills and dotted forests. You come over the crest of a hill, and you can finally see the shore of the lake. Like you can see the lake in the distance. It's a very large lake. But as you get closer, you can actually see down the shoreline. And along the shoreline, near a stand of trees and a small dock, is a cottage that has white smoke coming out of the chimney. Quite a bit of white smoke coming out of the chimney, now that you look at it.
Huh. Sol kind of points that out to Lovette. You see what I see?
No.
The compass is pointing right at that?
Mm-hmm. Directly at it.
Shit. Well, this has been... I should probably explain a lot of things to you guys.
What do you mean? We're literally almost to this cottage.
Yes,
What's up?
Yeah. And I'll explain. I'm going to explain afterwards. But I just had to by myself a little bit. This was something I wasn't sure was going to happen for a long time. Right.
Okay.
So I'll head in.
Oh, okay.
I'll
I
take a
parked
deep
the
breath
cart and everything first.
Okay, so you're asking everyone else to stay back?
Oh no! If you want to come along, that's fine. As long as I can take the lead on this one. I figure that optimally, some of the introductions should be in order soon.
Sol pulls out another muse and is just like, do you want one of these first?
Not this time, I don't think.
Alright. Sol pops it.
Alright. So as you near the lake house, you can see that it is no ordinary cottage. It seems to have some sort of cogs and wheels built into it to harness wind power, and then there's also some sort of device leading up from underground that's producing some sort of energy to turn another wheel on the outside of the home. Also, as you approach, you notice the white smoke is in fact steam.
Oh.
I'm getting kind of like shaky and excited, and I just run towards the door.
Okay. You run towards the door, and you find that it is closed, because the door is just not hanging open.
No, I'll knock on it, I guess.
Okay. You knock on the door. There is no answer.
Check the handle.
It is unlocked.
I'll turn it in a little bit. Is it lit inside?
Lit as
As lit as it is out here.
Yes, it is out here. Alright, let me go ahead and open up a new map for you. So you open the door and you walk in and you see a quaint little room. You hear like the whirring of cogs and machinery. You see like a kettle that's currently cooking some sort of soup. You see other ingredients and things are laying on the table there, partially chopped up.
Yes, I'll peek around the corner. Hello?
Hello?
Seamus?
Who's there? You hear a muffled voice in the other room asking who's there.
I'll peek my head in and see if I can see him.
You open that door and you see a staircase leading upstairs and a hallway leading to another room.
Oh.
The voice seems to be coming from the door to the east, on the east side of the room. There's a double door.
So yeah, I'll go over to the other side of the room to the double door.
Alright. You open the double door, and you see a study sort of a room. It has a few games and puzzles sitting on a table. There's a bunch of little tinkered knickknacks, little tiny mechanical devices. What looks to be a mechanical hummingbird is flittering around the room, and you see an elderly gnome sitting in an armchair. So here is the image that I had down. Now, again, this may not be what you had in mind, but this was the best I could find.
I like it.
Love
It's
it.
different than what I had in mind, but it works. Oh, that's Desmond. Oh, wait, that is pretty much what I had in mind.
So you see an elderly gnome wearing that contraption there, the multiple magnifying monocle. And he turns around and he sees you. And he says, "My oh my, aren't you just the spitting image of my dear granddaughter? Stay a while and talk with an old man, would you?"
Lovette is just kind of frozen in shock.
Does he have Xeno? That'd be sad.
Grandpa?
He kind of like smiles at you.
I take kind of like a hesitant step closer. I'm not really registering what I'm seeing totally.
Okay, it appears to be your grandfather in this armchair. He was tinkering on some sort of small device.
Is this really you?
Well, I should hope so.
Grandfather. Have you seen my father?
He scratches his head. Not recently.
Do you
What?
know,
What brings you to the cabin?
is my mother here?
He kind of looks confused. No, it's just me.
I see. Things have changed greatly since you have left, grandfather.
Well,
And not for the better.
what seems to be troubling you? There's like a stool in the room as well, and he sets it over next to the thing and kind of pats it for you to sit down.
I'll look back. Is everyone else following?
I think Soul is just respecting your space and just has the door open from the very opening, but is just looking in, but not doing anything past that.
I will sit with you, but first I have some people I have met while looking for you, and I think I owe them an explanation as well.
Well, sure thing.
I'll be right back, and I'll go back in and invite everybody in.
Alright.
I need you all inside.
You got it.
Everyone, this is Desmond McKinney Boatman. He is my grandfather, and no one I know has seen him for more than 20 years. This is a little bit of a shock for me as well. I will tell you what is going on while you are gone, but I have not been completely honest with the rest of you, so this is my time to just lay it out in the open. I'll go over and sit down. Grandfather, the Omorises took your absence as an opportunity to tell everything about.
Those half-cranked like to see them build anything worth a damn.
Yes, it was elect in the engineering department. They've gotten ruthless. They have been savage.
Oh, don't you worry. Market forces. He kind of like points at the sky. Market forces. Quality product.
Markus was thrown in jail. I was nearly thrown in jail, although I don't think that was their fault. But it is gotten bad at home, and the business is dying. We need you. We need your mind.
He kind of looks like struck by this. Well, taught everything I know.
Not everything.
Taught your father. Heck, I maybe even taught your mother.
It's not that simple. All of this is the birds and the house. I could not do any of these things. I couldn't really amount to anything, and I flunked out of school. Oh, I got kicked out, and I
got kicked out of school too. It happens to the best of us. School's not really for smart people, you know. Well, you don't need some old man far past his prime to drag around and make things better. You've got the skill in you. It's in your blood. It's in the name.
At least I'm gonna start Archie's timer.
Okay.
I've come so far to find you, And it's the only thing that I've done that's worth accomplishing.
Huh. Where do you
What do I
found
need
me?
to say?
I'm right here. He holds his arms out to give you a hug.
Well, I'll set down the orb and go over and hug him.
Archie will pop out while you're hugging.
Explain to me how you made this, at least. If I
What?
can come back with that
He
knowledge.
looks at Archie and Archie looks at him. Wow. That is a mighty fine piece of engineering you got there.
What?
He blinks and kind of looks at you.
No, you built this.
Did you make that?
No, I did not make this.
Wow.
He started following me around. I just figured out which buttons to press. It wasn't anything that complicated, and he just started following me around. But I did not build this one at all.
Well, I designed something like this, but never could get the damn thing to work.
What was missing?
He shrugs. No idea. Never had the touch for this one, I guess. Looks like it's something my granddaughter had all along.
I didn't. It was just some button presses. I didn't impart anything magical. I mean, I made a few modifications. I hope I did not, disfigure his image too much. I know this is a very complicated work.
He shrugs. If you say so. What brings you all this way?
Bring you back with me. Do you not want to come home?
He looks around. This is my home.
Have you given up on the family?
Oh, they're fine. I get letters every so often.
Do you know where my mother is?
I think so. She's with your father.
I heard he's tied me to you. Where is he?
That's an odd one. It's like it led you to me.
Yes. Oh, yes, this device, I think you can assume how it works by looking at it.
You're handing him the compass?
Yeah.
Okay. He takes a look at it, turns it over in his hands, looks at the bottom, looks at the top, opens the compartment, sees the bit of tie inside. Ah, well, there's your problem.
What is on the tie?
He takes the tie out. It's my tie.
Well, your tie?
Well, I passed it down a while ago, but maybe that's the problem.
Do you have anything that belongs to my mother?
Kind of scratches his head and looks around. Oh, I do. One moment. He hops off the little easy chair, and you can tell that he's much older than the last time you saw him, and he's much physically deteriorated from where he was because
I'll help him.
It's a hard time for him to get around, but he ends up walking over to a shelf, and he pulls a piece of paper off of it. It's actually just an envelope, and hands it to you. She left this.
Oh, is this a letter to you?
Nope.
Oh, should I not? I shouldn't be taking someone's mail, but...
He walks back over and sits back down in the easy chair, leaving you with the letter in your hand.
Is it addressed to anyone on it?
Has no name on the front.
Well, I'll take a look.
Alright. You pop it open. It reads the following. Dearest Lovette, I fully believe you were able to follow the clues I left scattered for you, and perhaps the runners I sent to find you were able to make it. That way you didn't spend too long chasing ghosts. Your mother and grandfather traveled the world, but it became apparent to her that my father's health was deteriorating. He became less inclined to travel, until eventually demanding to be left here, at this lakeside. Your mother and I constructed this home, and assisted your grandfather in the construction of a few guardians and assistants to make his life as simple as we could. After saying our goodbyes, we departed for the Steam Isle, and perhaps that is where we will find you. There is much work to be done, but if this trip has taught us anything, it is that life is a gift to be cherished. Even if our name and company are not as valued as they once were, we can rebuild. Your mother and I will be waiting for you, dear. But I'm sure your travels and adventures have been just as fruitful as ours, and that perhaps you've found a new place where you feel you belong too. When you find yourself back in the Gnome Lands, we'll be waiting for you. Love ever, Father.
I have to go back.
I'm sorry. What?
I have to go home. I I must have passed them if I just waited.
And there's the full text, by the way. I'll send that to you.
Yes, cool. Thank you.
There's a PM.
I'm sorry. I did say I owe you an explanation, didn't I? So.
Only a little confused. It's fine.
What's It would be easier to start with questions. What do you want to know?
What's going on? Why are we here? Why are you freaking out?
Well, this, as I said, is my grandfather, and as I said, no one has seen him in a long time.
He's gone back to tinkering with the thing. He's checked out of the conversation.
Much like myself, he is very capable machines, but more so. To put it bluntly, this man here is a genius, and he's the foundation of my entire family and our entire business. And when I was very, very young, he had lost his interest in clockwork. So my mother, who is an elf, as I have told you before, she was an elfin ambassador, offered to travel the world with him and maybe regain that spark. But we hadn't seen or heard from them in a very, very long time. And Father grew panicked. Scrying wasn't working. He grabbed all the things that other mothers that he could follow her by, and he left. And that was many years ago as well. So after I was done with school, for a while, I figured I wasn't going anywhere in life, and once I discovered Archibald, I thought maybe that was my ticket, so it was my sign that I needed to go find them myself. But I have wasted a lot of money and a lot of time when they already headed back.
So, where are you from again? The Isles?
The steam isles, they're very far south of here.
What?
They are south of the continent.
Okay. I guess we could make a trip down south. Any chance we can stop by a dragon on the way there? Awkward smile.
Grandfather, would you happen to have any maps around?
He's busily working on clockwork and doesn't hear you.
Oh,
or doesn't pay attention to what you say.
I say louder.
I'd go to tap him on the shoulder, but I think I would get caught up in what he's working on and just kind of start staring at that.
Okay.
Be like, oh wow, that's cool.
He's working on that little hummingbird. It fluttered around and landed back on the table. He's tweaking something about it.
How do you get to keep its shape for so long? It's such a complicated device.
He turns it over in his hand, and he looks at it, turns it over again, looks at it more, kind of leans back in his chair, turns to you, hands it to you, and as he looks at you, he stops and kind of squints. He says, "My oh my, aren't you just the spitting image of my dear granddaughter? Stay a while and talk with an old man, would you?"
Oh, I would love to, but I don't know if I have time. I just got a very important letter and I need to see someone.
Oh, very well, very well. He goes back to working on the hummingbird.
Does this cottage have an address or something that I could mail to?
He looks confused at the question. No, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, sorry for disturbing you. Have a good afternoon.
Oh, you too.
Alright. I think maybe if we want to talk more, we should do it outside.
You got it.
Okay, well, southward is in that direction.
Do you have the letter with you, though?
Yes.
Alright.
And I will put it in the compass and see if it is pointing south.
Nice.
Alright, load the compass with the letter, and it does indeed point south.
Okay. Well, the Halfling Grove or whatever is definitely in that direction.
Okay. And that's where we want to go?
I suppose, yes. I mean, that is where I am interested in going. I feel a bit foolish, but are you sure you want to travel with me that way? It is a very far distance, and if you have anything that you are tied to here, I most likely will be staying there.
I'm quite alright, spending some time away from this area for a while.
Soul glares. If we're gonna be leaving, I'd like to say goodbye to Siva beforehand. You guys don't have to come back into the city, I'll make it really quick.
Alright.
We have to go south anyways through Ville, so just pass through the area. I'd just like to make sure she knows where I'm going and stuff. Soul looks melancholy, I guess. She needs to know that we're not gonna be taking any quests anymore, which I'm sure will make her happy. Yep.
I mean, it doesn't mean you're going to be gone forever.
You know, she would actually be a good person to talk to about Vera's problem. She probably has practice with getting rid of people's records.
I'm not giving Vera an easy out on this one.
That's fair.
If Vera wants to ask for it, she can.
Vera's staying out the city.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So pretty much is just loading everyone up under the cart and it's So, is everyone in agreement? We go to Hartenshin real quick, say goodbye to Siva, and then go to the Steam Isles?
Where is the Steam Isle?
South.
Alright, so let me pull up the Southern Continent map. So here is the Southern Continent map. It's enormous and really poorly drawn. So you guys are in Hartenshin, in Ville.
Oh, I got you there.
See that? So from there, you would need to travel down here, here, over to here, and here. This is the Merry Valley. This is where the Halfling lands are. And then this is the Steam Isle, where the gnomes are. So it is a far greater distance than anywhere you've traveled up to now.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a serious land journey.
And it is also not really, one's not really on the way to the other. I mean, kind of, but like way less than anything has ever been on the way to anything that we've ever gone to.
Right. I mean, they're both relatively south of you, but it's, basically...
So, basically, here's the plan then. We go south, we get to the intersection, Markus and Lovette fight to the death, and whoever survives, we follow their backstory.
Man, I really want to meet this dragon, though. Ugh. I mean, you're fine, because you can just go to your temple whenever the hell you want. Lucky you.
We have a really long way to go to get to each of those destinations. So I think we should head on our way as soon as possible. Although, what time is it? Are we leaving right as evening hits?
I thought we were going to Hartenshin first.
Oh, right. But we're not staying the night there, are we?
Not unless you guys want to. I don't think... No, Vera can't go back into the city right now.
Oh, I can stay outside the city.
Yeah, I'd rather you not be away from the team.
I can always go back to B shape, and then for the night I'll just go to the temple.
Yeah, I guess you could. God. I've been really ready to leave Ville, and now that we're about to do it, I'm scared.
Yeah?
Yeah. I also didn't anticipate a relationship to happen previously.
Gotcha.
I know, I'm really sad.
You can always come back.
I know, but it's gonna be a while.
Yeah, you're lucky that Lovette has a bunch of really good news dumped on her really fast. Or this trip would be a lot more awkward.
How long does it take to get there, anyways?
More than a month, more than likely. It's gonna take forever.
I guess that's true. I might want to make some stuff. Oh,
I mean, as long as nothing comes up first, we can head south at least. Did Karis come in the cottage with us?
Nope.
No, she didn't.
Okay.
Which Lovette noticed. It was a little like, okay, I guess you don't know me that well. That's fine.
Yeah, let's just go back to Hartenshin first and figure stuff out. Glaring at Vera the entire way back to Hartenshin. She's like, so?
Yes.
Did you guys get in a fight or something?
No. We just had a small disagreement.
Apparently.
Okay. Do you need like a mediator?
A meteor?
Mediator. Someone to mediate.
That's up to Vera if she wants to share.
I tried to talk to the instructor who was lording his position over the lower class. He cast a spell. I thought he was attacking me, so I swiped at him. Did not hit him. And now there are pictures of me on wanted posters, apparently.
Yeah, for attempted murder.
You attempted to melt the man.
I didn't go in planning for that outcome.
Gonna give Vera a deadpan stare.
Classic Lovette.
Here's the deal. I won't give you shit about this, and then you don't give me shit about the time I shot the fiancé.
Soul, looks back, because I assume you're talking through, the carriage window, since Vera and Soul are the ones leading the cart. Soul leans back and looks at that window. It's just like, I don't think you have to tell Vera to be the one not upset about that.
I'm gonna fucking work on everybody one at a time, all right?
Well, has Vera given Lovette shit for shooting?
I don't think you have. I don't think you care.
Do you want this out or not?
No, I'm just wondering.
I don't think so. I don't think.
Okay.
I think Vera is literally the only person who hasn't. And that's kind of why that you're getting the offer too, is because it's like, look, you've been pretty cool with my thing, so I'll be quiet about this, but I also think it was a really bad decision.
Fine. Although I don't remember saying anything about that.
You didn't. That's the only reason I gave you that opportunity. So why did you try to assassinate or whatever? Why did...
I went in trying to get him to change the way that he acted. I thought he was attacking me, so I attacked back.
What were you planning on changing?
I wanted him to bring in more children from lower stature.
I don't know if that is up to him, but what's done is done and all that, right?
Apparently.
Soul is pouting.
What should I have done then?
Not gone after him!
Not gone after the guy and not try to attack him. If you thought he was trying to attack you, why did you not try to escape?
What's he gonna do?
Okay,
kill
sometimes
me?
panic happens, I understand.
If I didn't try to do anything, nothing would change.
I'm not sure that anything is going to change now, but, well, not for the better. But I will welcome this.
I didn't even get to talking about why I came in, so they don't have anything that would hurt any of the lower class.
No, but you do smell.
What?
I'm sorry. I saw... You see, what is, like, on the table and not? Because some of these things... Okay. Look, I won't. I'm not going to... I'll give you a free pass on this one. I am also hoping that the results of my work with the Imperial capital might bring more jobs and such to the lower classes. Help give them more opportunities.
Hopefully. Either way, I have to deal with this, so it's probably best that I am away from the city for a while. They don't keep posters up forever.
Oh, so there are posters up and everything. Okay, that part was not made clear. Oh, well, yeah, we should probably have talked about that before we got so close.
Oh, where are we right now?
Outside the city. Well, did you actually go back to the city, or are you still outside the cabin?
I thought we were
We've been driving to...
traveling.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
talking and traveling.
Okay, in that case, you're outside the city.
So, do you have like a disguise, or is that what the bee thing was about?
Turn into a bee.
It's a little more obvious than you might think. Not a little bees look like that.
Already a bee.
Bee
I'll
shrug.
open the pouch so you can sit inside my pouch.
Yeah.
I'll go inside the pouch.
Okay, so it's a little less conspicuous.
And Soul's just massaging the bridge of their nose in exasperation. Not exactly the most ideal thing to deal with today. But it's fine.
Provide a satisfactory explanation to everyone earlier on my goals and everything?
As best as you can, I think.
Okay. I mean, okay.
I think you did. I don't know.
Well,
We're going to the
don't know,
Steam
then
Isles.
It sounds like I probably did not, but okay.
I'm just worried.
About what?
Well, is it safe to let your grandfather just be there?
I think as long as no one knows about it. It's unfortunate he could help greatly, and maybe because he's so close I could consult him when I'm building this relationship. But am I talking about that will be someone else's job? I'm going back home. In any case, when we get into the city, I'll make sure that he's taken care of. And yeah, when we're in the city, if it's not like an obscene time of night or something, then I will go to the farmer's market and see how much it would cost for them to just send a little bit of produce to that cottage like every week for a year.
Well, it seemed like he had a fairly... he had a wide selection of food.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like...
Okay.
There were mechanical devices in there to take care of him. I mentioned that in the letter as well. That he had both guardians and servants.
I see. Yeah, well, I don't know. I thought it would just be something to add to it. I didn't figure he was, like, starving, but then if he's getting old enough that he isn't able to take care of stuff, then... I guess not. I don't even know what time we get back, so...
Alright, let's see. Yes, you would get back, like, late at night.
Also, I don't know why I never thought of the term Gnome Lands, and I'm so glad for it.
Which one was that?
Gnome land? My gnome land?
I don't know how I'm going to tell.
I mean, like that, you don't have to leave.
Is the machine still out in front when we go back?
Yes.
Oh, God.
I'm tempted to make like a wheel brace, like the boot, put it on the wheels.
Okay.
All right.
So we are back in Harnshin at the tap room, I guess.
Oh, okay. All right.
We all pile in because we're a bunch of hoodlums coming to this tap room whenever the hell we feel like it.
Yep.
And literally drink free booze constantly.
Mm-hmm. For days.
We literally had a party for like 3 days.
Yep.
Soul looks very nervous approaching Siva. And they're doing it very slowly. And they kind of like look back at everyone. And they're like, why are you all just standing here?
I'm in a bag right now.
Yeah, you're in a bag. I don't give a shit. You're naughty. You're grounded.
Apparently.
And Soul sits at their now usual spot next to Siva. Hey.
Siva does not seem to pick up anything being wrong and just sort of smiles back and says, hey.
Lovette needs to go home, and so she asked if we could go to the Steam Isles, and that means I'll be gone for a while.
Her smile drops away. It's a long journey, and the roads can be kind of dangerous.
Yeah.
Be careful.
I will, I promise. And like, Soul reaches out to like hold her hand.
She grips your hand tightly, possibly more tightly than she ever has before, and she still has that inner warmth.
Is there any easy way to keep in contact with you so that we can talk from time to time? Or is sending the only way?
That's about it.
Beardy.
Hmm?
Does Siva know Elven?
Probably not.
I do. I kind of cough in Elven. Give her a token. Like, give her something of yours that, you know what I mean? Like, give her an earring. Give her something to, I don't know, a gesture. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Not a sack of gold.
The longest fucking, like, cough ever.
A long elvish cough. Like that.
Soul just looks back with the most, like, what the fuck? like, face at you. And then turns back to Siva, and they take off their middle earring. So now they only have one earring on their ear, which is the very smallest and farthest. They take off their middle earring, because the large one got attached to the blindfold.
Oh.
And then I take Siva's hand and I turn it over so that her palm's up, and I put the earring in her hand and I kind of close her fingers around it. And Soul doesn't exactly know what to say, so they just look at Siva very sadly.
So Siva asks if you have to leave, like, tonight. Like, you have to leave immediately?
Soul looks back at the party and is just like, just one night?
We leave at dawn.
Oh, well, yeah, we don't need to. I mean, I don't know.
Soul looked at Markus and, like, got the okay from him. So, like, they make an okay symbol. Markus said it was okay.
Oh, well, I got to ask out B. But I think the bee doesn't want to stay in town.
Markus turns around and glares hardly.
Isn't that right?
Leave at dawn.
Soul is
Just
surprised by Markus being aggressive.
Markus death glares. We leave at dawn.
Alright. So the party spends one last night in Hardenshire.
I give a wink to Soul.
Before you go over to the Elegant Olive, Soul gives you a big hug.
Aww.
I want to find a different place to stay.
Okay.
Just like needs her space. Has a lot to process.
Fair enough. You drop 5 gold and stay at a different place. Alright, so we will pass the night of November 3rd to the morning of November 4th. 7 a.m. Boom. Alright, the party gathers at the agreed upon location, and you prepare to head out for a long journey.
Oh God.
Rough. If you were to just continually just like eat rest only at nighttime, how long would it roughly take?
Sure. Let me do some calculations real quick.
Because I mean that's our base thing where we will rest each night, so we know it will take at least this long to get to the fork in the road.
If only we had robot horses.
But would you want to trust a robot horse to get you there when your hands are not on the reins?
I wonder if we'll make I'll team up with Karis to make a necromancy robot army. I wonder if that would work.
Why would you do that?
Why would you need it to be an undead robot?
Well, because I don't know how to power them en masse. But her thing it works en masse. But people are generally not cool with the whole undead thing. But
after I've had it on my eye,
if I had a factory where you attach robot parts to the undeads in such a way that even to relatively close inspection, they still look innocuous.
Is this the start of Lovette's supervillain
I have
factory?
been prepared since the beginning of this campaign for Lovette to turn into some kind of supervillain, or mob boss or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let you do that.
You know, your Baldur's Gate binary good ending, evil ending. Good ending Lovette is I guess how her grandpa was, but less crazy. And evil ending Lovette is like Lex Luthor. And I'm totally happy with either of those. I expect something in between. Lex Luthor for the forces of good. So Iron Man. Oh yeah, good ending Lovette is Iron Man, actually. Yeah. Especially with some of the higher level stuff.
Okay, so plotting out on a continental map, you think that if you traveled without really stopping for anything, aside from just sleeping at night, you could make it to the Mary Valley in just over 2 months.
Woo!
Oh.
And the Steam Isles?
If you went into the Steam Isles straight away instead of Mary Valley, you could get to the port that you would need to travel from 58 days from now.
Okay, so slightly less time.
So it'd take you 58 days to get to the port that you need to sail from to get to the Isle of Steam. So either way, the crossroads are 48 days away. And again, that's without stopping at all.
At all, or as in nighttime?
Nighttime, without any additional stoppages.
Gotcha.
Along that route, there is one city.
Oof, so you gotta stock up to get there.
Yeah, it's a very long and very wild road.
If only our druid wasn't fucking gross.
What?
Because druids can feed a party for days on end, forever.
She
but
can.
Our druid makes
I can.
rotting shit.
No, I can make stuff that people can eat.
I don't want to.
And I can create water.
I imagine that.
Honey?
Yeah, I imagine that it is just honey. That it's oh wow, you make honey and that's great. But then after a month of eating nothing but honey, it's oh.
Right.
And it keeps you sustained and it works, but it's I want something that's salty, something
I
that's
need something
not
with
sweet.
texture. Oh my god, I want texture.
Yeah, exactly.
So you freeze it and
Start
turn it
picking
into-
up dried leaves off the ground and chewing on to get some kind of crunch.
I got something crunchy. Don't worry.
Oh no. I don't want your crunchy stuff.
Yeah.
So where are we headed?
Although going over how long of a trip it is, I'm wondering if maybe I should bring some scrap metal for projects.
Oh.
It was quite costly for me to get here, so it might be quite costly to get back.
I mean, we don't have to completely ration food for the entire trip. I can create some material that will sustain us for a bit.
Okay. What do you create?
I would like to cast a good beetle.
All right. You
God.
you reach down and sort of just pull a beetle out of the grass, and in your hand it plumps up to prodigious size.
Do I roll to see how many I get?
Yeah, I believe so. I think it's a D4 plus 1 or something. Hold on, it's probably more than that.
I will take it very hesitantly.
2d4 beetles.
Go for it.
You create 6 plump beetles in your hand.
Tastes like chicken.
Well, some of them
Soul looks horrified.
Yeah. What do they taste like?
They taste similar to apples.
This is really weird.
Each beetle, if you eat one, nourishes you as if you ate an entire meal.
They do taste like apples. Okay.
With a there's also a tinge to it,
not
a
exactly.
I imagine they.
Not exactly like apples.
Apple Jolly Ranchers. Just like apple goop.
I would say that they probably.
I was just saying they don't taste quite exactly like apples, but
no,
similar.
And that's a That's kind of weird. But I guess that will work. And how many of those do you make?
I can do that about twice a day. So it really depends how many I find at one time before I can cast it. Upwards of 16 maybe a day for a good day.
So that would
Good
be
amount of beetles.
4 Zimp, is it 4 of us? Oh, and Callie's.
Now, mind you, Markus has no problem with this because, Eden and all that kind of forest and all that kind of So.
So
You want to buy some rations?
Yeah, I
Let's go get some food.
I do. Yeah, let's do that, please.
Alright, we'll go grocery shopping.
Okay. You can buy dried rations. It basically comes down to about $1 a day for good quality dried rations that have like all the kind of food you could want. As far as like all the different kinds of food. That's like dried meats, jerkies, hardtacks, flour. Basically,
how many can I buy?
I mean, it's $1 a day. So however many days you want to supply yourself.
I don't know, 100.
Okay. All right. So
I don't want to eat the beetles.
Okay, so I'm going to go into the party inventory and I'm going to add a crate of rations to it.
I made a delicious meal.
Can I buy a new goddamn carriage that has a chest included in it?
Why don't you just buy a chest?
No, I want a nicer carriage.
Gotcha.
You can buy a nicer carriage, yeah.
Thank you. How nice can I make it? Can I make it ostentatious?
Oh my god.
I just want it. If we get a carriage, it needs to have a good shock absorbers.
Well, if you want a better carriage, I can upgrade it.
It's just wooden.
For now it is, but I could make some additions. I've been concocting things.
Yeah, but that means you'd have to work at it at night when you need to be sleeping.
Well, I could assemble the pieces during the day and then...
Soul's just holding a pouch of money.
I mean, I could upgrade a new one too.
That sounds good.
Okay.
So Soul goes to someone and asks for specs where it's a little bit bigger so that the interior's a little comfier. There's probably more cushion on the seating and stuff.
Okay.
And there's, for some reason, a chest built into it.
Sure. So you could buy a deluxe carriage for 500 gold.
I'll do it.
All right. Deduct 500 gold from your character sheet, and I will add deluxe carriage. Are you trading in your current carriage?
Yeah.
Okay, then go ahead and reduce that to 400 gold instead of 500.
Okay.
Lovette, would you mind buying a few bottles?
A few what?
Bottles.
Sure.
I'll give you how much are bottles? A silver or something, or gold?
Oh, like an empty bottle?
Yeah.
They're a couple copper.
Oh, okay, I'll give.
Yeah, they're not that expensive.
Lovette a gold. Just.
Oh, wait. You want me to purchase it with your money? Okay, I'll go do that.
Thank you. So that'd probably be what? How many bottles do I have? 8. All right. Is anyone else doing anything?
Getting song sheets for souls for the trip. Getting some new songs for the road trip.
Getting new songs.
It's like you're treating your bard like an MP3 player. You have to load it.
You're not wrong.
Make sure to load up the MP3 player with new music before the road trip.
Yeah. Nothing but musicals.
I'm so glad we have this relationship.
Shuffle.
Well, I mean, Markus isn't your best friend.
No, my best friend tried to kill someone recently.
Oh, I see how it is.
So, I imagine in my head it's already playing and I already see it, and it's this travel montage of you guys in this carriage, and of course it's set to Holiday Road.
Yes.
There's no question.
What's Holiday Road?
Oh boy.
Never heard of it.
No.
Alright, so you have, at bare minimum, a 48-day journey ahead of you until you have to make a decision as to where your actual destination lies. So, it's a long way, so that's fun.
Oh man, that is a long-ass way, isn't it?
You've got very little on the way there. There's pretty much just, there's like I said, one city way down there. Alrighty. Well, I think that is going to probably be all I have for tonight, because I've got to have to build quite a bit of shit. So, have a good evening, everybody.
Well, thank you for listening. As always, a special thanks to Protagonist for the theme music and Emily Roll for Fantasy for this episode's soundtrack. Please leave a like or subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and a comment if you have any suggestions. Until next time!